What up?
Hi.
Ah! Nice Nexus shirt. Oh. Nice Nexus shirt.
I heard you from over there, guys. I don't know if you can hear me, but
Don't say anything racist. We're live.
So, okay. I don't know what the fuck the problem is.
How's your ass,
Ginger?
Oh my god, it fucking hurts so bad.
What do you got, the runs, dude?
Dude, I had some fucking Taco Bell last night and it just fucking... Legitimately, I fucking shit more than I slept last night.
Yikes.
Always remember, if the Mexican pizza doesn't taste right, don't finish eating it.
Wow, this doesn't taste right. There's something wrong. I'm gonna finish it anyway.
I was fucking so hungry. I hadn't eaten all day, and I was like, no. And then I was like, yeah. Like, all of a sudden, my fucking sternum felt like it fucking exploded. And, like, as Greeny texted me to fucking... He's like, ready when you are. I was like, I was just about to fucking text you and be like, dude, I am not going on tonight.
Oh, man.
And then it started at about 11 o'clock, and it was fucking awful. At one point, I sat on the toilet for... Yeah, I think that's what it was.
okay.
Hour and a half I was on the toilet at one point.
Hot.
And this has been Ginger Toilet Stories.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for his new podcast.
Ginger shit.
There was one time when I had Chinese food when I was down in Mohegan Sun, and it was
Go on to bed. Your boys have fun.
it did not agree with me at all. I was literally up all fucking night. I was like, way to spend a night at the casino.
That's fucking shitty, literally.
Yeah, pretty much.
The last time I got really sick off of food was fucking Chinese food, and it wasn't even because of the food. It was because I came in contact with somebody with the fucking flu.
Oh,
And,
no.
yeah, so, like, we went out, ate, and then came home, and about 2 hours later, everybody in the fucking house got it, and we're like, fuck.
Seriously?
So, I very rarely eat Chinese food now because of that, and I will no longer be eating Taco Bell.
Right.
I went for...
Do we still...
Go ahead.
So saying, do we still do the Audacity thing or just a Skype thing now?
Just a Skype recording.
Okay. Yeah, with 5 of us, you're probably right.
Yeah. I once went about 5 years without eating McDonald's chicken nuggets. Because of the fact that there was a feather in one of mine.
No!
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh!
So, this was, mind you, like, the old style of them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it wasn't until they introduced the new all-white meat ones that I actually went back to eating them every once in a while.
Well, I mean, in a way, isn't that like, okay, they're actually giving us chicken?
I mean, yeah, but it's still not something you want to kill out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting. Holy fuck.
He says while drinking a Japanese coconut milk. Hopefully I don't die.
Get some of that Chernobyl juice.
That's Russia.
Whatever.
You're
I'm
thinking
sure
of-
this fucking...
You're thinking of Hiroshima.
Mm.
I will now switch
Thank
over
you.
to American Henry's Hard Soda.
America.
America. I think it's made in America, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe Henry's, yeah. I
It's
think it's actually... I feel like I want to say that's close by us.
It says
Probably.
Blitz Weinhard Brewing Company.
Uh,
So. Nope, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh,
Yeah, right. But
interesting.
I bet you I've passed by it.
You don't even fucking know it.
I'll be down in Milwaukee on Saturday.
Nice. What the hell are you going down there for?
Casino.
Oh.
We have my family is closer to Milwaukee than they are up to me, because up in Green Bay we've got a casino up there as well. But yeah, so because of the fact that they're closer to Milwaukee, we go to the Potawatomi down there, as opposed to the Oneida one up here. And this has been
Nice.
Casino Facts with Troy.
Yeah, my fucking wife just found out that, I don't know if you guys heard the podcast, My Favorite Murder. She's a huge fucking true crime person, and they're having like this big thing in November over in fucking Santa Barbara. And she's like begging me, and I'm like, I don't know. Like a bunch of screaming women, like, just doesn't appease to me.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember that obviously the first season of Making a Murderer was about up here in Wisconsin. So Jason's been wanting me to do like a podcast with him on it. But I haven't actually watched the series because I lived it. So.
So what is it again?
It's man, it's hard to get into. It was this dude who was like in his idea wrongfully convicted of a murder, and there was this woman that came by who was a reporter, like a photographer and stuff like that, and a lot of people say that she kind of like, I don't know, if you watch the thing, like, he kills her and like goes to prison for it by that. But there's a lot of like, well, was he kind of set up because like they kind of like presented her on a silver platter to him and things like that. So, but it's
that's kind of the gist of it.
yeah, that's a very bare bones minimum of what was going on with it.
Ginger.
Oh, shit.
Ginger.
Yo.
He does 18 years for a rape he didn't commit, and then DNA proves that he didn't commit it. He gets out, and 2 years later goes to jail for murdering somebody.
Oh, is that big thing on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He wanted to go to WrestleMania. That was his gimmick.
that was the kid.
That's the kid.
His nephew. Yeah.
Okay.
His nephew was also involved in it.
Jesus.
It's perfect that's all that Ginger remembers from the
Right.
show, though.
Well, I mean, that's like I remember that being a big story after that came out. When he came out, I guess he just wanted to go to fucking WrestleMania, and like people started like GoFundMe's, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. So, yeah.
I want to change topics here because I want to share this with you. This thing that was posted on my wall because I know all three of us will appreciate this. This is a Facebook post from a gentleman named Nathan. It says, "Thank you, Huggies Pull-Ups, for one of the biggest and funniest embarrassments my wife and I have had in the past 6 years of parenting. Our 2-year-old wins in this category after our incident the other day. I don't mind the change in patterns on diapers, and my son liked the change from Cars to promote the new Toy Story movie. He hated the Cars. However, him jumping up at dinner in a 90% full restaurant and screaming, 'I got a Woody!' and 'Look at my Woody!'
Oh
was the
my
last thing I
god.
thought my child would say. I would have been less surprised if he'd cursed again. Anyway, Pull-Ups, thanks for your clever marketing. You win this.
That's hilarious.
Well, Jason walked it right in on the very
Perfect time.
And the look on his face says it all.
I got no idea what's going on.
Are you gonna try to? Are you trying to play the same prank your wife tries to play on me all the time, or can you legitimately not talk into the microphone?
What's that?
Oh, okay. You mouthed something. I wasn't sure if you were doing Lisa's favorite
No, I had
trick of pretending
No, I
that
had-
I can't hear her.
No, I had to change my microphone setting because fucking Skype.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the fucking update.
Check mine.
Yeah, that's fucked up because mine goes right back to my headset. I don't know if it's because it's a dumb headset or what,
It
but
might be the way the computer is automatically set up.
Yeah.
Depending on what your
Yeah.
defaults are.
It keeps resetting my defaults, but whatever.
Yeah.
that's fucking weird.
It
Yeah.
is. Well, and like, for some reason, I was having an issue with my computer where it was defaulting to my microphone again for the speakers. And it hasn't done that in a long time because I have everything set where the default is like the laptop speakers because I have external speakers. But then, you know, so I'm sitting there and I'm trying to watch porn and no sound's coming out. I'm going, what the fuck is going on? I'm going, what's going on? I want to hear what's going on here. And I look, I was like, it's fucking defaulted to the microphone. So then I switched it over. So then it was fine. I was able to hear that girl moaning just fine.
All right, who changed my porn star at the end?
Me.
I didn't touch it.
Don't fucking change that shit.
Add.
Hey, dude, Ryan Smiles a
I haven't
way
touched anything.
better ass.
That's fine. You can add to
You
it.
can add to
Oh, okay.
Don't.
We normally just do one a week. I've had.
Do we?
for
Well,
some
it's
reason
my
thought that was
fucking
from last
gimmick,
week.
motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I'm fucking. You got enough gimmicks in here, especially cutting
Do
people
I
off.
show
That's
up at
your main
APW
gimmick.
wearing a fucking Canadian flag and being an asshole? No.
I don't either.
Inside jokes.
Not anymore.
Are you going to grace
Not
us with
anymore,
your-
brother.
Are you going to grace us with your video, or is it just going to be your little picture on the side of Sal's head?
See, mine doesn't even a picture. Just says GI
Oh,
for ginger.
weird.
Did you hear we missed you, Adam, at the show?
I did hear that.
Oh my god, dude! People were shitting all over GK. It was hilarious.
I guess that was.
Well,
my
it
answer.
didn't help that we had a fucking guest from Impact Wrestling and he got his fucking name wrong. Oh, no, that was Mike. That was Mike.
Hey,
did
that was Cody. No, that was Cody.
yeah,
Mike fixed him. Cody fucked it up. He called him
Right.
Ace Adams.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Cody would do.
Oh my god, it was hilarious.
What's that
Cody
dude's
was
name from
exhausted.
Impact?
Was
Ace Austin.
Ace Austin. I watched an episode of Impact. He took a playing card out of his trunks.
He's
It's
basically
like-
like Gambit.
Yeah, he sliced a guy he gave him like a paper cut. I was like, wait, that's what they're doing now?
Like, he's impressive on TV, but to see him live and see just how fucking easy he makes such difficult shit look, it was actually pretty impressive.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
As we all watched Jason mow down on some Reese's Cups.
Delicious.
That was the last one I'm done. I'm sad that they're gone, but I'm done.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's how it usually works.
Yeah, he called Replay Adam Replay. That was fun.
Dude, I didn't catch
Everyone-
that. That's
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Apparently, you really did miss me.
Yeah, Adam Replay. And he wasn't even supposed to be Cameron Replay. He was just supposed to be Replay. No, Adam Replay. I don't know where Adam Replay came from, but
It's not a
Fucking-
terrible name.
Fucking Adams. God damn them.
no, it's
All right, I'll fucking leave.
Yeah, it's kind of a coincidence that your name got fucked up on two people's fucking names.
true. It's like you were cursing the show.
Were you booked at a different show this weekend, Adam?
Yes, I was in Winchendon hanging out with Mr. Hughes.
Oh, the fucking
Oh, WWE legend.
WWF legend.
I didn't write it. I just copy and paste.
Did it?
How was
that-
he?
Is that
How was
Lucky
it?
Pro?
That was like 3 people at once. What?
Is that Lucky Pro?
Yes.
How was he?
Black.
He was a very nice man.
John, John, welcome. For those of you that don't have the chat popped out, John chimes in with hail. I was shocked to learn that Batman did not, in fact, die like you suggested in Endgame. I was very surprised when Redacted died, though. So
Jesus Christ.
was my wife. She was very, very upset at that.
My wife was too. She cried.
She was not, however, upset at the other person who died. She was like, "Well, that's
What?
fine."
She got a
What?
Little, she got a little envy of the other females. Is that what's going on?
No. She just can't stand Scarlett Johansson. Spoiler alert.
Well, now you fucking spoiler, dude. Motherfucker.
Well, at this point, if you were
Okay,
dying to
it's
see
been
it,
like
you
a
haven't
month.
seen it now.
I mean, I've seen it twice, so I can't really. It doesn't bother me, but
I cried like a baby back bitch.
She
What are we
was.
talking about?
We're talking about Avengers Endgame.
Oh, spoilers!
She wasn't. She
Hey,
also-
what's the YouTube name? Sorry.
It's youtube.com/bigblackcocks.
Delicious. Can't wait to see what that looks like.
The Rundown Podcast is what it is.
That's like my favorite part of the movie, Ted. It's like anything you search, you get big black cocks. They're like, oh, look at this big black cock.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
sure.
We still talking about Endgame?
yep. So I will say,
That was a big robot cock.
I am not a person that that typically gets like choked up by movies or tear up or anything like that. So it doesn't really happen to me. There are very few things that actually will do it. But I will say, with what was I thinking about? Infinity War, when Spider-Man and
Oh, yeah.
had the conversation,
Oh, yeah.
that one got me. This one, yet fucking again, Tom Holland got me good.
Yeah.
His fucking acting. Where I'm just like,
Oh, this is
"God
nice."
damn kid, like he's too damn good. And then
Like,
the other part that just made me bawl was I Love You 3000 the last time.
yeah.
Just because I've got two girls and it was just like, oh come on, man.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, like, the casting was perfect because his daughter was just the right amount of cute, like, without being overbearingly cute.
Right.
Mm.
Like, it was cast very well.
Yep.
But this is the pre-show, folks. This is where we discuss Endgame. Tom Holland is so good, says John. Yeah, absolutely. But I'll tell you what, straight up, and I know it won't happen because it's a fucking superhero movie. Robert Downey Jr. deserves a fucking Oscar nomination for that fucking movie.
yeah.
He was outstanding in that movie.
Heath Ledger got an Oscar, dude, for a superhero movie.
Did he win it?
Yeah, I think the guy who played Black Panther didn't he?
No.
Black Panther got
Black Panther
nominated
was-
for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Endgame
but
will
not
probably
the
get
actor.
nominated for Best Picture.
Oh yeah, which
It will-
it,
It will win the Favorite Picture award that they've added this year.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard that, they added that award.
what's that? A
because-
participation trophy?
No, it's an award. It's
because
the award
they
to
know
make
that they
people
suck.
watch the show because it's like, oh, we're going to nominate movies you've actually fucking seen.
Okay, all right. So
So I haven't
I'm
seen
noticing-
I haven't seen a Marvel movie in a very long time, so I have not seen Tom Holland as Spider-Man. But all I know is that he is very attractive.
Dude,
he's really good at it.
let's put it
He
this
also
way.
looks like he's 14, which is a little creepy. Adam.
I looked it up. It's fine. I looked it up.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the same thing. It's the same
I
thing.
googled before I said anything.
There's a reason. There's a reason why one of the most.
We might have to send you to the Smathers Lounge, Adam. I don't know.
two weeks ago, one of the most Googled search thing was how old is Arya Stark, because the fucking actress had a little side boob action. I was just like, dude, she's like 23. Like it's
Dude.
fine.
Wait, who?
The
Wait,
one
what?
from,
Maisie
Game of
Williams.
Thrones.
Oh.
Oh.
Game of Thrones. I don't know.
I was
I
like,
guess
wait,
nobody
what?
watches Game
I
of
don't
Thrones.
watch it, but I know that it's exactly what he said. Everybody was trying to find out how old she was because she looked like she's 12.
Well, she plays like a 15-year-old. So
It's fucking weird. Why is my camera not showing up on the fucking YouTube? Am I that ugly?
Before I asked you
Your
that very
camera's not-
fucking question,
your
like
camera's
20
not
minutes
showing
Yeah, your
up in the
camera's
fucking
not on,
Skype.
man.
Really? What the fuck, man? Why is it such a fucking douche nozzle? Audio and video. It's fucking. The fucker. Like, I'm looking at myself.
Are you naked?
No.
Maybe that will help.
Not us.
I don't fucking get that shit, dude.
Troy is either doing laundry or disposing of a body.
Yeah,
Shh.
or both.
Oh, Ginger's gone.
Hey, so now that we're back on YouTube, I got sucked into a very bad wormhole the other day when I typed in rundown podcast episode and then I just put a random number in there, like 175. Oh boy.
Good old days. There we go.
Hey.
You
There's
should
that
see this
shower
shit that's
curtain we
still on
don't love.
YouTube.
It's my goddamn window.
Now, Ginger, just quietly leave if you have to take a shit tonight. You don't need to, like, announce it.
Oh, what?
Never mind.
Oh boy.
No, you broke. My internet decided to fucking mute you for a minute.
That's probably smart on your internet's part.
Talking about me pooping.
Nope.
holy shit.
Adam, you know there's there's YouTube episodes with Josh on there.
Yeah.
The episode where he gets mad at Troy's up there. I watched it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the issue was
Because Troy told me which one it was, so I went to watch it so I could watch him get visibly
Nice.
agitated as it went on. It was great.
see, that is the Troy you don't want to have encounter you. So yeah, the only issue with that was the any episode that Josh is on got demonetized because the creators of the Goonies said that we couldn't use the likeness of Sloth on any of the episodes. So
Wait, our shit got monetized? When did that happen?
I mean, it's always been
Oh,
monetized.
it's been monetized. We haven't gotten shit from it.
We have never
it's
gotten
been monetized.
anything. Yeah, every one of our episodes is monetized.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Mark out, rank out.
Well, now that we're talking about dicks, I mean, it's only a matter of time.
All right.
4 dicks talking about dicks. There you go. All right. 5 dicks. 5 dicks, because I count myself and I'm a dick.
Dude, shit, motherfucker.
You count for 2 though.
That's true.
6 dicks.
I want to hear like a joke like that from like the guy who does the movie announcements, like 6 dicks walk into a bar.
He's dead. He's dead, bro. Yeah.
I'm sure there's another fucking guy that can
I
do
was
it.
gonna say,
Adam
there's
can
probably-
do it.
Adam can do it.
Yeah, the guy who replaced the guy, also dead.
Adam would be a great voice actor if he wasn't so lazy about it.
All right.
Don't leave.
Listen, we'd like to hire you to be a voice of this cartoon. Cards Against Humanity, and I just there's a Red Sox game on. And dude, we're offering you $50,000. I worked a full day and fucking tired.
You notice he's not defending any of these.
No, he's not arguing at all. Which I find sort of endearing that he's not even arguing it.
All right.
You're gonna make me quit in the middle of the episode again.
What's up?
So you're gonna make me quit in the middle of the episode again.
That was still one of the funniest things we've happened on the show. Was that me that made you quit, or was it Sal? Because I think Sal was busting your balls that night too.
Oh, I said something, and oh no, I was playing music, and it was like 8-bit music, and he was like, "I fucking quit."
No, it wasn't that. It was when we were giving him a hard time about something. It might have been the Asian gimmick or something, and he just like straight up disconnected in the middle. And it was as we were ending anyway, so
Yeah.
it just sort of played well.
Well, I did it on purpose. That was the joke.
Oh, I
That was the
know.
joke. I think it was one of the year-end shows.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it might have been.
Hey, speaking of which, next week is episode 400.
I know. Are we getting Josh back for episode 400?
The question is, will Adam be on for episode 400?
I think you should reach out to Josh, Troy. I think it's the look on your face tells me.
Yeah, that would go great.
We can do a simulcast with Toonie Japanese.
I don't know if that show exists anymore.
Well, we should try to get Andy on then. Somebody.
I can talk with him. He got stuck at his esports thing. Otherwise, he would have been on Ladies' Night. So, which I would have had to come up with a new name for it then, or not.
No.
Whatever. All right. Everybody ready?
Sure.
3 hens, 1 rooster. All right. Dicks out.
3, 2, 1. Speaking of diseased dicks, it's the Rundown Wrestling Podcast, unintentionally offensive wrestling podcast. I am your host, Troy, but I cannot do this alone because with me this week, Jason is here.
I am here once again. And we missed you on Revisited last night, Troy. I mean, I missed anyone because I was fucking by myself, but hope everyone enjoyed it.
Shit happens.
Literal.
Yep. The guy who was supposed to be on NXT Revisited last night, Ginger's here.
Hello, you yeast-infected, dirty douchebag lickers. Yeah, I had the shits last night. Shit happens, literally. So, sorry.
Usually his wrestling is the shits.
Mhm.
Last night he just had the shits.
That's why I retired.
And we're not done, because also here, Sal is here.
7 episodes in a row. This has got to be some type of a record for me.
Well, we did sign a 10-episode deal with Anchor for you, so we're hoping to Brock Lesnar this shit and just get everything out of the way right off the bat. And that's right. We got one more, making his triumphant return to the show he abandoned, just like your mother did when you landed up in that dumpster. Adam is here.
Ginger literally making a run for the border last night.
Dude, you never eat Taco Bell before the show. What's wrong with you?
That's fourth meal.
That's what you eat after the show.
Well, did he go second harvest on it? That's the question.
You have no idea. I shit more than I slept last night. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, while Ginger pops in a blue chew, let's go ahead and head on over to talk about some dicks. That's right, because we had the first week of our hottest male WWE talent tournament, and boy, oh boy,
AKA the Adam Memorial Cup.
it's not dead. He's right there. You can
Well,
call
no,
it-
but he's,
call it next week.
up until tonight, I thought he was dead to the show.
Yeah,
So
it's true. It's true.
It could be in memoriam of my left testicle.
There you go.
there you go.
Ah,
All right, old dangler. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Now, we did this a little bit differently than we did our women's tournament. So every vote that came in had to vote for all 8 of the matchups. We had 616 people
Wow.
vote in the tournament in the first week. That is tremendous. Thank you,
that's good.
everyone who voted. Could not be happier with those numbers. I was seriously hoping for 100. When I saw that we reached that, I was like, everything else is just come on top of the belly, dude. So let's go ahead and get into the matchups and who wound up winning it. Now, obviously, with every matchup having the same amount of vote total, everyone. It's very interesting to see how everyone stacks up against the other competitors, because it's not like we had it with the women, where our matchups that were earlier in the week wound up getting a shit ton more votes than our matchups later in the week. So I feel like this is the most fair that this is going to be as well. Just like with
It's good. This is all a learning process for us anyway, so
Yeah.
this will be something we can take in going forward.
Yeah, exactly. So, just like for the women, we're going to go ahead and give our picks on who we would have chosen. I know that's a little bit more difficult for some of the hosts here, but do your best. Our first matchup was the man with the big dog energy, Roman Reigns, versus Samoa Joe. Adam, who you got?
Roman.
Jason?
I guess I would go Roman.
Sal?
Roman.
Ginger?
Roman.
All right.
I mean, Joe's cuddly. Like, he looks like he'd be good to snuggle with.
He's got the dad bod.
He just
Dad bod's a
angry.
big thing now.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
true. That's true.
Ask him his.
Yeah, 75% of the hosts on this thing have dad bods, so looking at you, Jason. All right,
Oh, I have a dad bod. Make no mistake about that.
you're pretty ripped, dude.
I'm pretty sure I've been topless on this show before. Y'all should know.
Sometimes unintentionally.
Yeah.
The problem with Samoa Joe is that if he comes over to cuddle, he doesn't tell you first. He just shows up at your house. That's my house, Paige. That's my house.
See,
We got a new visitor in the Smathers Lounge, by the way. Mr. Daniel Price has joined us and says it's like job orientation on a Jimmy Snuka, learning on the Superfly.
Nice.
Okay, there you go.
very nice.
Thanks for joining, Daniel.
Thank you.
Glad to have you aboard.
We do puns here. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Tons of puns.
Adam especially. All right, so with this one hurts a little bit. by a vote of 577 to 39.
Oh!
Holy shit.
With 90
Samoa Joe moves on. All
with
right.
94% of the vote, Roman Reigns moves on.
I have a feeling
Is that the largest percentage we've had in any of these matchups so far, including the women?
No, we had a 100%.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yes, that one was bad.
Oh,
But that was prior to our adjustments of the process. So I don't know.
that's true. I think once we got Reddit in, we did not have anything that. I think the lowest
Yeah.
we had was like 11%. So
Yeah, let's get a little more diversity in the voters.
yeah. So of course that means that Roman Reigns was the top vote getter this week. Samoa Joe was the bottom vote getter. Sorry, buddy. Bad matchup, bro. Then our next matchup: Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso.
And it would have been really weird if this was the most dominant win.
It would. Oh man. The funny thing is, this is not the closest matchup.
Oh, that's weird.
So Ginger, who you got?
I got Sam's favorite.
You don't know which one it is.
Jay.
The one without the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think we determined was Jay.
Yeah, Jay.
Sal.
Jay.
Adam.
Look, you fucks know I can't keep them up. I can't tell them apart.
The one without the grill.
Jay, me.
Okay.
Jimmy's the one that's married to Naomi, right?
Jimmy's the one married to Naomi, yeah.
Okay,
Like
he's much
that-
funnier on Total Divas,
tells
so
me-
I'm going with him.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess I would go with Jimmy. I like his tattoos better.
What are you doing?
What?
What they doing? What you doing, those?
Okay. I didn't know what was going on there for a second. I was like, did he have a stroke? I can't figure it out.
Let's play Is It Racist?
All right. With a vote of 356 to 260, with 57% of the votes, Jimmy Uso moves on.
That's the one I picked, right? Yeah, okay, good. Woohoo!
So,
Daniel says the one with less DUI.
DUIs.
hey, man.
Don't they have an even amount at this point?
They might have an amount at this point.
They might, or they might
Oh
be.
no,
others.
Naomi was driving last time, so Jimmy
Oh,
didn't get that.
yes.
DUI.
That's true. That's true. So
He didn't catch that case.
So Jay definitely has more DUIs. I was tempted to Google, do twins have the same size dick, to try to determine this one, but I decided I didn't want. Of all the things that are on my Google search history, I didn't want that a part of it too. Okay, so then we've got Tony Nese,
If it's the Bella twins, they probably do.
probably, versus Arya Davari. Jason,
Sorry, Arya versus who again?
Tony Nese.
I went with Tony Nese.
Okay. Ginger,
Nice.
Sal,
I'm going to go with Tony Nese. I was surprised how far Arya Davari made it on Ladies' Night, but fuck do I know, I guess.
Adam.
I went Davari on this one.
Okay. Me personally, I think Tony Nese is boring as shit, and Arya seems more fun, so I would have went with Arya. But how did the voters go?
Hotness, Troy. As the ladies told you, it's about hotness, not
I
like
know.
just because you say he's a good dad, it doesn't give a fuck. He looks like a dick.
I know. With a vote of 408 to 208, Tony Nese advances.
Oh.
So that brings
It's
us.
the beard, I think.
They both have beards.
Yeah, but he's got a bigger, thicker beard.
Yeah, Nice's is much. It's cut smoother and nicer.
I suppose. That brings us over to John Cena versus Rey Mysterio. And Adam.
Cena.
Ginger.
What?
Wow.
That's the upset
How-
of the tournament right
Rey
there.
Mysterio looks like a 12-year-old.
How do you know that?
You didn't seem to have a problem with Tom Holland.
I'm going. I'd go Ray.
Jason.
I guess I'd go Cena.
Sal.
Cena.
All right.
Did anyone ever hear the rumor that he was actually like banging Amy Schumer during their scene in the movie there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there was it was odd, but yeah, that was one of the rumors, was that that was legit. Now there have been a few times. Now obviously regulations in movies say that can't actually happen, but it does. Yeah, so that was the whole thing. Now in like a movie like Antichrist, that's clearly him slamming his dick into Charlotte Gainsborough. That's Willem Dafoe.
No idea what okay.
What?
No idea what you're talking about, but
Oh, Google Antichrist Willem Dafoe's giant dick.
I'm gonna go ahead and not do that.
Um,
Listen, I already Googled
Sorry, I'll be right
Xavier Woods' giant dick for the purposes of Ladies' Night, so
Yeah.
I've Googled all the giant dicks I'm going to Google.
there's a nice black and white slow motion of him slowly sliding his dick inside Charlotte Gainsborough. So next time you want to watch a movie, movie's kind of fucked up too, but that's a highlight of it. Is that Willem Dafoe peen? All right, so with a vote of 521 to 95, John Cena moves on.
That's a beatdown too.
That was a
Damn.
hell of a beatdown. I assume it's the mask.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that there is a considerable amount of these 606 people that have never watched wrestling and we're strictly going
Sure.
on pictures. So when you see a guy like Rey Mysterio, you're going, I don't see his face.
Right.
I feel like without seeing the face, Lindsay Dorado will be insanely popular with that same group, though.
That's true. But
Given that picture that you...
and let's just say I use that picture. So
There you go.
all right, that brings us to Xavier Woods versus Primo Cologne. Jason.
Just based, if nothing else, off the strength of the
His dick?
Twitter post this week, going Xavier Woods.
All right. Wait, why that?
Just made me laugh.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you've seen his dick, so you know what he's working with.
Yeah, I that doesn't do anything for me, but
He's got a
good sense,
He's got a good.
a
Story.
good sense of, yeah, good sense of humor though.
Sal.
It takes a lot to impress me in the dick department, so you know.
Sal.
Primo.
Interesting. You like porn stashes? Adam.
Woods.
Ginger.
Woods. He's got a cute smile.
Woods. Woods is. I mean, he would fit in with us. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And that's a big plus. I mean, he's a video game guy. He's a comic book guy and things like that. So I
Yeah.
like that. With a vote of 489 to 127.
He's also a PhD, which means he wouldn't fit in with us at all. But go ahead.
With almost 80% of the votes, Xavier Woods moves on. So that brings us to Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Alexander. And let me just tell you, 2 days ago, there was a different person in the lead of this match.
Wow.
So this was our closest matchup, and yes, it within the last 2 days there was a push by the other person, and they wound up taking the win. So let's start with Ginger.
God, Bobby Lashley is one of the ugliest people ever. I'm going Cedric.
Okay, Adam,
Cedric.
Jason,
After watching Cedric jump over the top rope, I'm going Cedric.
Sal.
Cedric.
You just said that Dick didn't do anything for you. And
I
now
said
you're
it takes a
saying-
lot to impress me.
Yeah, he said Xavier's didn't do anything.
Fair enough.
I said it takes a lot. Jumping over the top rope and almost taking down the rope with your cock is impressive enough
Well,
that I'll give him points for it.
that's funny because we just saw Tessa Blanchard is able to completely rip the ring rope off.
Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, fair enough. You know, I wonder.
More on that when we get to the Indie Women's Tournament.
There you go. I wonder if the reason that they call her Ariel Monroe is because when Cedric gets urged. Just so, with a vote of 315 to 301, my man Bobby Lashley moves on.
Wow.
Wow.
No.
That to me feels like an upset. And if you look at the seeding, that is an upset. So very kind of surprising result there. And like I said, Cedric was leading
fair.
up until Tuesday. Go ahead.
To be fair, the seating was done by all of us
By us,
straight
yeah.
white heterosexual dudes. So
But clearly we weren't far off there
Well-
because Cedric was leading at some point in time. And this was the
Yeah.
closest one we had. Go ahead, Adam.
We're not all straight white
fair enough. I
heterosexual dudes.
almost corrected myself there. Daniel on the side said all Cedric would have to do is run around until Bobby sweats himself, temporarily blind because he's got no eyebrows.
That's true.
True.
Oh my god! So
This is not like a one-on-one competition between the two of them. I feel like you're not quite understanding what's going on. I'm not sure how that makes one hotter than the other, but
okay.
whatever.
I will say this. That is an
Oh, fuck! I get it. So he's running around. He's getting hot from running
wrong
around.
definition
It's
of hot,
sweaty,
exactly.
Yeah.
physically hot. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Fuck! I'm slow tonight. Go ahead. Let's roll.
This past weekend, while I was sitting on my couch relaxing, there was a thought that came into my mind, and it was, does Bobby Lashley have was it alopecia? Where they can't grow any hair? And I was like, now I gotta fucking Google that. And I Googled it, and I was like, no, he's got eyebrows. He doesn't have it. But that's weird that other people think that same thing. He doesn't have eyebrows and doesn't have body hair. Because I'm like, is he like Charlie Villanueva? No, he's not. No, he's fine. He could grow hair. He just chooses not to. Our next matchup, Bobby Roode versus Big E. And Jason.
Are we going pre or post porn stash?
So the picture that I chose online was pre.
Okay. If we're going pre porn stash, I'm going Big E. If we went post porn stash, I'm going Big E.
Nice. Ginger.
Big E.
Adam.
I honestly don't remember who I voted for on this one.
I'm gonna guess Bobby Roode.
What's the back?
Sure.
Okay.
just to be different.
Big E with the hip swivel, man. Come on.
Fair.
It's a little weird that you went there, Sal, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine. With a vote of 373 to 243, Bobby Roode moves on.
Wow.
Upset.
Yeah.
Daniel says, I thought it was a Who Be Two contest. Jesus. Yep. No, Jesus had nothing to do with this, sir. Trust me.
Well,
I'm
there
pretty
could
more-
be beating going on, but
It's more of a who beats off who.
Yes, exactly. And our final
I don't
matchup
think
of
they're
the week.
jerking each other off in this thing. I think you people have I think we really need to define the rules of this thing better.
Look, you judge the tournament in your way, and I'll judge it in mine. All right?
To be fair, we had more than one conversation about wanting to see the two women who were going at it in the tournament go at it. So
Yeah.
we're being all inclusive here. It's fine if you want to see what Big E and Bobby Roode can do. There's going to be mustache rides one way or the other.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying in terms of how we're determining the winner, we need to it was pretty clear in the women's contest. It was whoever the hottest one is, except it wasn't because Mandy Rose didn't win. Daniel
I was gonna say, was it clear?
says that Bobby Roode starring in the Glory Holes. Okay.
Nice.
You're going to fit right in here, buddy.
There you go. Welcome to the club, Daniel.
Yep. Our final matchup, Tyler Breeze versus Kevin Owens. Adam.
Tyler Breeze.
Sal.
Tyler Breeze.
Ginger.
I'm
You know, you gotta think.
I'm
about
going Owens.
Jason.
Tyler looks like he'd be too dumb to have a conversation with, so I'm gonna go. I feel like I could hang out with Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
It'd be like sort of, if you're gonna have to hook up with a dude, it might as well be a dude you can do a bro job to, and then you sit and you have a pizza and you watch a movie and you laugh and you snuggle a little bit, and it's
Yeah. Same reason why I picked Kevin Owens.
no homo.
No. It's fine as long as you say that. By a vote of 325 to 291, Tyler Breeze moves on.
Yeah.
So I saw that coming.
Yeah, but not by much. 325, 291.
No.
I mean,
And Daniel says Steen wins just because he's got a hot wife. And again, I think we're not clear on the rules here.
She's not going to... now, you might be able to convince her to watch. But, anyways. So, you can go over to rundownwrestling.com.
Are threesomes allowed?
I
Like-
suppose.
Like, if you're willing to take one from Kevin Owens, do you get a crack at the misses?
I don't know. You'd have to take it up with him.
I just think the rules of this thing are just way too wide open.
Okay, well, much like Xavier Woods' asshole. It's wide open. So our matchups that you can go over to... I watched the tape. They just
Who fucked Xavier Woods in the asshole?
Hey, if anybody's
I assume Brad
What
Maddox.
fucking tape did you watch, dude?
You must have not watched the most recent ones.
Send it to me later.
I will. All right. In all seriousness, now go over to rundownwrestling.com right now and vote in the next 8 matchups. It is Drew McIntyre versus Eric Young, Elias versus Aleister Black, Mike Kanellis versus Daniel Bryan, Dash Wilder versus Rusev, EC3 versus Shelton Benjamin, the Russian spy himself Randy Orton versus Akira Tozawa, Mustafa Ali versus Lince Dorado, Seth Rollins versus Jack Gallagher.
And Smatters, before you wear out the voting button, Young is just his last name.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Wow.
Just
All
kidding,
right.
buddy.
All
Love
right.
you.
So, let's go ahead and get into this here. Before we start talking about Money in the Bank, we do want to say that we are recording this on the 20-year anniversary of Owen Hart's death. As always, it is still one of the biggest tragedies in wrestling history. And we all continue to mourn his loss, no more so than his family. So, we have...
Can I just, before we move on, just one quick thing here?
Sure.
No, actually, if you listen to there's a podcast, postwrestling.com, one of the guys over there.
Plug other podcasts other than the one.
No, because he took the time to do an audio documentary of the final day of Owen Hart that came out this week that was actually really good. So I just wanted to suggest people go check that out if they're interested in Owen Hart's story the day he passed.
I'm surprised that Jericho didn't put out an Owen Hart one, considering he put out Chris Benoit one on the anniversary.
It had like Jimmy Corderas in there, who was obviously in the ring and almost got hit when Owen fell. It was very, very close.
That would have been
Apparently-
one hell of an elbow drop.
Well, when he tells the story, he basically says, I felt something go by the back of my head and I didn't know what it was.
God.
So it is a good listen if you're interested.
Fair enough. The reason that
Smathers says I walk in and get called a pedo. What fun. I didn't call you pedo, Smathers. There's nothing wrong with liking young women. Jerry Lawler's made a life of it. They can be legal and still be young. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at our president. That's all I'm saying.
I was gonna say Hugh
All right.
Hefner made a life of it.
Exactly. Nothing wrong
Turn
with it.
25, get out, new
There's a
girlfriend.
difference between liking younger women and being a pedo. They're not the same thing.
Exactly. I mean, Jared built an entire episode on it.
Exactly.
All right. We have.
And I did say I love you. I'm just kidding.
There's a reason. There's a reason why there's dirt on my hands. Is because I had to unbury Adam because he was at Money in the Bank. So there is a very good reason why he's on the episode this week, not just because I threatened him with physical violence. So let's talk about Money in the Bank and the pre-show. The Cruiserweight Championship was decided between Tony Nese and Arya Daivari.
Not on the pre-show.
Yeah, it got moved, but I don't give a fuck. I didn't change the order because I don't care. Ginger, Adam, and Jason all picked Tony Nese to retain. Me, Jeff, and Sal all didn't want to see Tony Nese's boring ass continue with the championship, but we were sadly disappointed. So, does anyone have anything to say about this match, or can we move on to the next one?
Go to the next one. There was
Sort of
nothing good
sloppy,
about
but-
this.
Yeah, nondescript, but sort of sloppy.
I would just say the best part was Ari Daivari coming out in a car that, from where I was sitting, I couldn't see, so all I could hear was the horn honking and wondering what the fuck was going on.
You thought maybe
The match
he had-
itself was garbage.
Did you think he had one of those like toddler toys that's a steering wheel with the bell?
I just one of these times I want to
Maggie
hear
in
like,
the intro to The Simpsons.
one of these times I just want to hear the beep beep beep, and then somebody comes on. It's just like a fucking Honda Civic or something. Just like,
It's somebody in an Uber.
yeah.
Well, speaking of guys who drive Honda Civics, Daniel Bryan and Biodiesel took on the Usos in a non-title match.
Doesn't he
And
drive a fit car or something?
no,
Wasn't that the rumor killer?
you clearly don't actually listen to your own wife's episode. So, of course, the Usos went over the tag champions. Jason was the only one that correctly predicted that WWE doesn't care about tag teams.
No, it was. Come on. First off, they beat them in the title match, and this was a non-title match. That was a fairly easy formula for me to guess that one.
I thought this was a title match, and that's why I picked Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan. And I was very surprised on Sunday.
It's like somebody doesn't listen to our episodes.
Well, that's well documented.
Like a week behind.
That's fine.
I'll get there.
Have you listened to CM Punk on Colt Cabana's podcast yet?
No.
I was gonna say, notice how he didn't answer.
Pretty sure it got pulled anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, probably.
The United States Championship was decided between Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio after Rey Mysterio destroyed Samoa Joe's nose and they Broadway
and
that
didn't
shit.
didn't pin him.
Yep. And the ref was
To be
told,
fair, he was working with a separated shoulder at the point, so
yeah, so Ray suffered a separated shoulder, Samoa Joe separated a Kevin Owens nose, and the finish of this match was pretty much Vince McMahon screaming the refs here, just count the pin, and his ref going, he's not, they're both standing up. What am I supposed to do?
Just count to 3.
Ring the bell.
Damn it. So Rey Mysterio becomes a Grand Slam champion by finally winning the United States Championship.
coveted United States Championship.
Yeah, right. Covered in Brad Maddox jizz.
That's the NXT Women's title.
Oh, yes, sorry. And probably the Divas Championship as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah, probably.
I missed this entire match. I
Oh,
missed the
that's
entire
right.
match. I was in line for the bathroom, and I missed the entire
So-
match.
I do have a question. How did Ray separate his shoulder? I totally missed that.
It must have been after the post-match beatdown. That's the only thing I can think of because he looked fine during the match.
Well, no, that's the reason they went home, wasn't it? That was one of the reasons
No,
besides Joe's.
the reason they went home was because of the blood.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe was bleeding all over the place.
I knew that was one of the reasons. I didn't know if both of them got fucked.
No, as far as I think I've seen, it was the post match beatdown that was scheduled. That was still part of the actual match. It just that there was more of a match before that. But yeah, apparently it was the post match, and probably when Samoa Joe threw him into the fucking barricade.
Jesus.
Broken nose, 6-1. Okay.
Booyaka, I killed a guy. Anyways, the Money in the Sketch.
Oh, and Daniel's on the same wavelength. Booyaka, broke a Samoan's nose. Okay.
There you go. Natalia, Dana Brooke, Naomi, Nikki Cross, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, and Carmella competed in the Money in the Skank ladder match. I chose Nikki. Ginger chose Bayley. He was one of being the only one correct. Adam chose Ember. Jeff chose Naomi.
Ginger
and
got one.
Sal and Jason both chose Mandy Rose.
And to be
Ginger got
honest,
a lot of them tonight.
like this didn't go the way I expected, but I'm actually really excited to see where Mandy goes with this briefcase because there's a ton of different things.
Yeah, except for Mandy didn't win.
Sorry, brother.
That's not the way I saw it.
Well, that's because you were staring at Mandy the whole time. It's called tunnel vision.
So my
No, it was cool. It was a surprise for sure. And again, lots of sloppiness in this one. Lots of sloppiness, including Mandy apparently really sort of injuring Carmella's knee in the course of the match. The spot early on where Nikki put the ladder over her head and then started spinning around and nobody was there to actually hit with the ladder, and then they all rushed in to try to get hit with the ladder, and they fell down without ever being anywhere close to getting hit with the ladder. Wasn't a great look. There was some definite clunky moments in this thing, but at the end, I sort of loved Sonya picking up Mandy and carrying her to the top. That was a nice sort of different spot.
Mr. Frodo.
And then and then Bayley just sneaking up and grabbing the briefcase. So
I don't know why Sonya couldn't have just climbed up and grabbed it and tossed it down to Mandy. That's what they did 2 years ago.
Right.
if they made that, then they would have had to redo the match again on SmackDown. So.
Jesus.
Adam, did the crowd pop for Bailey winning?
Oh yeah.
Not like they would later, but more.
Yeah, I
on
was gonna
that
say
later.
more so the second time, but we'll get to that. It was the opening contest of the the main show, the big show, so everybody was excited.
So we had the Raw Women's Championship as Becky Lynch defended against Lacey Evans. Every single one of us knew Lacey Evans wasn't getting this title, and every single one of us knew that there wasn't going to be a cash-in.
To be fair, I did not know that Lacey Evans would make it rain on her way down to the ring.
Yes.
Don't really know what that was about. She went full like Lara Croft Tomb Raider there.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
No, I'm mad at it. But the hat wasn't the best look Like,
Eh.
I do need
But
to go
Lacey
back
can't
and
wrestle.
watch
I mean,
you on
let's-
at some
let's be real. The in-ring is not good.
Yikes.
I was gonna say
Lacey-
on both sides, the in-ring wasn't good in this match.
This was not a good week for Becky. This was not a good week at all for Lacey. This was not a good week for the women's evolution, whatever you want to call it. We've talked a lot about how great the 4 Horsewomen are, and they're all really good. And when they work together, it's sort of magic together. The problem is you need to get outside those 4, and I don't know who else is sort of at that level. And I think we're starting. I mean, Mandy, but other than that, I don't know. I mean, honestly, and then I know Adam's going to roll his eyes at this one. I actually thought I was impressed with Dana Brooke in the Money in the Bank match. I thought she did better than I thought she would in that spot.
She twice did a fucking crossbody off the top of a ladder.
Yeah, exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. Nikki Cross, I think, is definitely there talent-wise, but they don't use her, so...
Yeah.
What Dana did a spot where she hung on the briefcase and swung around the ladder. I mean,
Oh my god.
that was insane. I'll give her credit for that, honestly.
That was at the who did that? Was that Edge or no? That was
was,
brother
Jeff.
Hardy. Jeff Hardy. That's right.
And kudos to Dana Brooke. She continues to try to make the best of her opportunities that she's given. Obviously, largely considered to be just a placeholder in this match. Wound up, having some of the bigger spots.
I was going to say largely considered by everyone in this chat room to end up being replaced in the match by the time the pay-per-view came around.
But then we forgot that Sasha quit. All right, so moving right
Just
along.
catch up on the side just a second. Nikki was trying to hit little Jimmy. He did a run-in on Truth's behalf to help Carmella.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice call.
Smathers said Ember can be added to the elite group. Fair point.
That eclipse off the... I mean, we knew it was coming.
Yeah,
That was still...
And Asuka, if she was allowed the opportunity to sort
Asuka and Kyrie Sane, they both can go.
the Kyrie thing, I'm not.
He hates Asians. It's fine.
Still,
I know.
No, I love Asuka as an in-ring performer. I'm just not sold on the Kyrie thing. But and then John said Sonya is really good if they wanted to build her. Fair point.
So Elias beat the shit out of Roman Reigns, proceeded to have an entire concert for the first time ever, and then Roman Reigns instantly squashed him. So of course,
I got so excited at this because I was like, if they give Elias like a victory via countout, that would just be amazing. And then they fucking didn't because
it's Roman.
fuck everyone. But
Stupid.
I did enjoy his joke about with the electric guitar, saying usually he plays acoustic, but his acoustic just had an accident in the back.
Yeah, Elias is another person where they could easily build this guy up and he could be something special, but they're like, nope, LOL, Reigns wins.
Yeah. His line after his performance when he was like, "I love none of you." Great.
This is
And
a
of
guy.
course we get the song that ends in the local sports reference.
Yep.
That's Elias's milieu right now.
This is a guy that was literally like told, "Hey, you're gonna go out there and you're going to play guitar and sing," and then he had to go out there like 10 minutes later and play the guitar and sing the first time that he did it. So he's continues to hit everything out of the park that he does, and they just don't fucking do anything with it. And he's destined to eventually become like Bray Wyatt was before this new transformation, where nobody gives a shit about him, and it's just because they won't fucking use him. He's never in a sustained fucking feud. And even this Roman Reigns one, he's done with it now. So,
And the part that's aggravating, when him and Dean had that match, I think it was Elias's first match on Raw, that match was really fucking good, and I was like, okay, awesome. And then just right down the fucking gutter with him. It's really disappointing.
I know he's not the most polished, in-ring guy, but he's got size, he's got some speed, he's gotten better.
we know,
I
but that doesn't matter. We know it
Right,
doesn't matter.
right.
It doesn't matter how good you are in the
Yeah.
ring.
but he's over.
I know, and
that's what I
and
understand.
that's what bugs me is the fact that he's got everything that Vince normally pushes in a guy. He's over with the crowd. He's got a good look to him. He's great on the fucking mic and everything like that, and they still don't do anything with them. So, and normally you would sit there and go, well, they're really good fucking in ring. Well, yeah, Cesaro's really fucking good in ring, but he can't fucking talk. So Elias can talk, and he can actually go in the ring. Not great, but you know what? Stone Cold wasn't a fucking 5-star match every time either, but it was a character.
Kick punch, kick punch.
Yep.
Right.
So
That's
then
very-
we had the steel cage match with The Miz and Shane McMahon. All of us thought that The Miz was going to get the win because he should have, but instead Shane McMahon, like the shit coming out of Ginger's ass, squeaked one out and slid it and hit the floor. And then you would think this is the death of this fucking feud, but then The Miz and Shane had a little incident again on Raw, so, we just don't know how to build anything anymore. Best in the world. Putting over those talent, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Adam, how many rows down were you able to throw your popcorn after this match?
The match itself was all right. There was some questionable rope breaks and non-rope breaks that we're a little bit confused by. But yeah, the Shane winning was not something that needed to happen, and I think a lot of people were shocked and upset by that. Also, I think Jason's fallen asleep.
No, he is holding in his vitriol for later. He only has a tank so full of hatred, and he doesn't feel the need to waste any of it on these matches that suck. So then we had
I honestly I feel like I'm not that upset Shane McMahon won the match. I'm not fired up about it.
Yeah.
The match was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I thought you confine Shane to a ring and you force him to not be able to do it. There were some rough spots in there for sure. The worst frog splash perhaps ever seen by man.
Why?
The minus
He just
5
needs to
star
stop
frog
that. Like,
Yeah, the frog splish, I think is what I
he
call
just
it.
needs to not do that move in his repertoire anymore.
Yeah, that was awful. But honestly, I feel like, let's look at it this way. Had The Miz gone through and actually won this match, what's left for The Miz? That character's now avenged his dad. Now he goes back to being that sort of mediocre face that nobody cares about in the middle of a program nobody cares about. This, by having Shane McMahon win, you sort of keep some of the heat on The Miz during his face turn.
Yeah, and I didn't hate the finish. The finish I thought was clever as hell for that character that they're having Shane play. I mean, I see your point, but I along with most people, I don't think Shane should have won.
But I guess so. Here's the thing: we can build off of Shane winning and go somewhere else. Where do we go if The Miz wins?
Well, the problem is we built Shane. I mean, I think that's what we get here, is because
But
Shane's moving on to Roman, to be honest.
Well, Shane's moving on to Roman to an extent, but he's still got The Miz hovering around him.
I guess we'll see where it goes.
We sort of saw where it went. Miz went after him again on Raw.
I know, but if Miz and him have no other interaction other than that, then it went nowhere and it was pointless.
They wouldn't have had that interaction on Monday if they weren't going to ever go anywhere again.
Are you sure?
Yes, because if there's one thing I can tell you, it's that Vince is going to find a way to fucking put Shane on the show.
That's a good point.
David, John says Elias is doing it all through character stuff, not much to speak of in ring. Daniel says they're squandering Elias like they squandered Sandow's intellectual savior of the masses gimmick. Maybe. Fenric says, I feel like there's a ceiling to the gimmick as it's presently constructed. I assume he's talking about Elias. John says, we definitely needed another dumb finish where Shane stumbles into a victory. Daniel, Shane went over The Miz twice cleanly. He didn't need it. John, I think I need a sarcasm font. Okay. Daniel, I don't even like The Miz, and that's just bad booking, but it's not. See, that's what I'm saying. Dan says, true, but what's the point of a rubber match if Shane's already won 2 matches? Have you watched WWE? You can lose 7 matches in a row, and then you win the championship one or whatever, and it all goes away. Ideally, we move on from Shane as a top heel. I agree with that. I don't think Shane should be the top heel, but
Right. And that's what he is right now.
Exactly.
So we decided that we didn't want to have any cash-ins for the men's side of things because we had the 2 championship matches before Money in the Bank. So let's start off with the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston successfully defended against Kevin Owens. Every single one of us chose Kofi Kingston winning it. Every single one of us said there was going to not be a cash-in, which was good because there was no possible way that was going to happen.
Well, no, that's not true.
How is that not true?
Huh?
How is it not true?
Because the Money in the Bank winner could have then demanded the champion come out and face them now. It's anytime, any place, anywhere. There wouldn't be a cash in during the match. Doesn't mean there wouldn't be one on the show.
So the Universal Championship was the Seth Rollins and Styles. Myself, Ginger, Sal, Jason all chose Seth Rollins. Jeff and Adam incorrectly chose AJ Styles.
Hey, Adam, bigger pop, Kofi or Seth for the win?
Oh, Seth, for sure.
Really?
That was
Seth
a fantastic
Seth-
fucking match.
Oh, I love that
Seth
fucking
AJ
match.
match was fucking
That was
amazing.
fucking great.
Here's my question. Here's the takeaway for this match from me. Better spot, Orton, the RKO off the curb stomp, or the Styles Clash off the curb stomp?
Oh, the Styles clash off the curb.
Yeah.
That was
It's tough
amazing.
though. The Styles
That's
Clash was
really
fantastic.
tough.
It is.
The margin for error on the Styles Clash one is so much higher.
Yeah.
Yes.
So much more. It has to be so much more precise to pull it off. That I'd go with that one, but they were both spectacular. That entire match. That's what and this is what pisses you off about WWE is because this is what you want to see on a regular basis, and they repeatedly show you every now and then that they're capable of fucking giving it to you. They just choose fucking not to.
Yeah, to that point, how come this was one of the few that actually lived up to the hype? Like, you go back to, Nakamura and AJ.
Because
That
Nakamura
didn't
doesn't
live
give a
up to
shit.
it. Well, there's not just Nakamura.
Oh, I think that's true. I think Nakamura gave a shit in the main event of WrestleMania.
Right. Exactly. And not just Nakamura. This happens all the time where we have, like, two guys that were like, oh, this is going to be a great fucking match. And it ends up being like, okay. But this was finally a great fucking match.
But see, this is what we talked about a little bit last week, Sal, is you were all upset that they hadn't sort of gone full bore with overdosing us with Styles and Rollins. And my point was, good to keep a little mystery to it, keep them apart, keep them separated, and I think that does play a role in why we were so amped to see it, because we hadn't seen them together in each other's face. Like, it hadn't been so constantly in our faces the entire time during the lead-up. It was very subtle and sort of dropped here and there. So I honestly think that helped add to the match.
So the women.
Did I say something wrong?
No, I was waiting for someone else to jump in and talk, but nobody else wanted to say anything.
No,
so
nobody
we
else
went on.
liked that match, or okay?
No, Adam said it was great.
I think we all said the match was
Ginger
fucking
said it was
fantastic.
great. Yeah, it was a fucking amazing match.
Becky Lynch defended her SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte. And Jason and Adam incorrectly picked that Becky Two Belts was going to continue. Sal, myself, and Jeff picked Charlotte. Guess who didn't make a pick?
Ginger.
Ginger.
What you
Thought
got,
I did on this one. Obviously I didn't.
Me and Ginger both correctly predicted that there was going to be a cash-in on this one. The rest of you guys all said no. So after Charlotte wins her 11th fucking championship at this point.
Ninth. It was
Jesus.
It's 9th or 10th. If you ca- I think we
She
checked
tweeted out
Wikipedia.
9.
If you include the NXT title, it's 9. It's
No,
10.
but we don't include the NXT
okay,
title.
so then it's 9. I enjoy that Ginger guessed that there'd be a cash-in, but didn't actually pick a winner for the match.
Doesn't matter. There's gonna be a
Well, I was so torn because if Becky stayed the champ, then Bayley would have gone heel, and it was going back and forth between who was going to win the Money in the Bank and then who was going to win that match to cash in on. It was back and forth.
You go back if Mandy had won the case.
Well, 'cause I
that's
thought-
Charlotte.
Originally, I had Ember Moon,
Well, you picked.
and then I ended up switching it to Bayley, and then I just forgot to fucking pick the winner of this match.
Right, so you
Shit happens.
So you would have chose Charlotte to win, correct?
No,
'Cause you
I
picked
thought
Bayley?
I would have picked Becky Lynch.
Okay. I was just questioning because, yeah. So me and you tied for
Yeah.
who had the most points, and you didn't pick this match. So
I know, and I would have been wrong anyway.
okay, well,
if I picked Becky.
that's where I was getting at. So
So can I just say this was like the biggest fucking cock tease of the entire show, because when this match started, they started getting into it. I'm like, this is actually going to be a fantastic match. These two are going to deliver another fucking amazing match. And then it was just like fucking over before I knew what happened.
Yeah.
It seemed like they cut it abruptly. I don't know if it was for time or because they had like I would have much rather they had a nice long match without all the post match bullshit and done a cash in at another spot.
But at the same time, with that, I mean, how long can Becky go against a fresh Charlotte where she just had a match? You can't go a super long time.
Especially
because then it's not going to make
Yeah.
sense.
Have you
Sure
never
you
heard of
can.
Iron Man matches?
I was gonna say not even that.
Well,
Look
no,
at what
I
Kofi
understand
and
that,
She
but-
just won the fucking Royal Rumble on a bad knee, dude.
Yeah, I understand that, but she just had, a 10-minute match with Lacey, and then Charlotte comes out fresh. It's not going to make
She
sense.
wasn't
Yeah, but
that
whoa,
beat
whoa,
up
whoa,
after
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Lacey.
Daniel
All-
Bryan won 2 matches on his way to winning the WWE Championship.
But not back to back.
Chris Jericho defeated The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, and they also took about 50 powders in that match.
Wait,
How
wait,
many-
guys, I
How many
got
times
this.
have we had gauntlet matches where the guy
I was gonna
just
say,
started the fucking thing
Kofi
ended
and
it?
Seth in gauntlet matches, they literally got beat down for like 35 minutes, and then another guy came in right after that.
Maybe they just don't trust the females to do it.
Probably not. Because bitches be crazy.
But that's the thing. Like, if
Bitches be
if there's
tripping,
two-
yo.
If there's two that they can trust to do it, it's Becky and Charlotte because they've fucking seen it.
Hey, I'm not arguing. I'm just stating that I don't think they trusted them to be able to pull it off. That's all.
I don't agree with that. I just
don't
think
think
they
that
ran out of time. I just think
Yeah.
that the show was going to fucking run more long if they gave this more of a match, and I think that was it. Plus,
I like how I very accurately predicted exactly how this was gonna go, and then all of a sudden Bailey came out, and I was like, "Fuck, I fucked it up." I mean, it was
like
a
the
great
way-
moment. I think it
Well,
was a
originally
great
that was what I think I said that months ago that was what I thought would happen at this event. But once we got the wild card shit and people were allowed to sort of cross, then it didn't make you didn't have that same urgency to take the belt off of Becky because she could go between both shows anyway. That was the only reason I changed that pick.
Adam has something to say.
I was just saying I like the way that they did this because as we were going through the show on Sunday, I thought that they were going to open with Becky and Lacey just to get out of the way, and as the show kept going on, I kept going, are they going to do? They're going to do it back to back. Are they going to do it back to back? And I just with Charlotte coming out like immediately after Lacey's match was over, and then Lacey interfering as well to kind of keep that going, I guess, and then the cash in after Charlotte. Other than it just being a cheap way to pad Charlotte's title reign numbers, I enjoyed the hell out of all of it.
And can I give a little bit of credit to Charlotte too, because her facial expressions as she
Oh
was
my
walking down,
God.
was fucking fantastic. The whole, all right, come on, let's go, it's time. Like Becky being surprised it was time for that match, and Charlotte sort of pulling another favor with the McMahons to get in at that opportune moment. I thought it was really done well in that regard.
Yeah.
Speaking of done well, Bailey's facial reactions when she looked at the case and
Yes.
then looked at that was great. That was
Yeah,
fucking
Bailey-
awesome.
Bailey, and I don't mean to pick on you, Sal, but when we have those conversations about people are ruined, you can't bring them back, and I always say it's so easy in this world to rehabilitate someone. They turned Bailey back into a star in one fucking 5-minute thing.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it gets more frustrating though because then they choose not to with certain people,
Oh
But
no,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah, absolutely. But any time at anybody, nobody's ever actually ruined in this world. If they decide to put focus on them, they can build anybody if they do it in the right way. Bailey, this was done the right way. Bailey didn't need like a long-term build like the underdog. The sort of the fact that she got the shocking win, I think, actually aided her because it didn't allow fans time to even think about a story. It just allowed them to react emotionally, and that's what Bailey sort of lives on, is the emotional reaction that she gets.
But it did give one of them time enough to grab her titty.
That's true.
Oh man.
Not sure how many people saw that on the broadcast.
Oh
but when-
yeah.
when
A whole
Bailey
lot of
went
people
out
saw it
into
on
the
Twitter,
crowd-
though.
When Bailey went out into the crowd to celebrate, I think she was standing on someone's chair, and some dude just full on tried to grab her tit.
Right up.
Can't say I blame them, but they are nice.
Come on.
And it wasn't.
Shit.
And it wasn't a small child like grabbed Natalia's tits.
No, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
No, this is like somebody our age.
And that little kid that grabbed Alexa's ass will live on. in the internet.
Yes. Lucky prick. Okay.
So overall, to me, like the cash-in was easily the highlight of this entire show.
Wow.
That reaction made the entire show. And I wasn't a fan of the cashing in the same night thing, especially not a second year in a row. Especially
I
not.
think that's why it was such a shock to me.
Yeah, and I agree. And that's why I picked there wouldn't be a cash in this year. I didn't think there was any chance they would do it 2 years in a row. But, and again, 100%, they were right. I was wrong. This was perfect. This was exactly what should have happened, without a doubt.
I think I tweeted something very close to that effect at the time.
Yeah, and the crowd, this reminded me a lot of, if some of you guys remember, after Bayley finally won the title from Sasha in Brooklyn, the first tapings in NXT when they came out. Bayley did the intro, and she ran out and she celebrated with the fans, and it was just this genuine moment of love and appreciation for this character. And this is a character that it's easy to forget. When they were in London 2 weeks ago, she got fucking booed loudly.
Yeah.
And in one night, the entire crowd just completely re-embraced her again and said, we fucking love this character. And hats off to them. They fucking did it. I didn't think they would. I don't know if Troy's watching the game, but his star player just went down. He might be in mourning.
To the phones!
Yeah, my screen is completely frozen.
Just a little ankle thing. I think he'll be all right.
Am I moving? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
You got you.
Okay, my
No, you can't hear us, apparently. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, asshole. If you stop.
Then we can hear you. We can hear you.
Right.
It's all good.
Can you see this dick?
I can see you. No. Look at the fucking YouTube, man. I am completely frozen. That's what I'm trying to tell you to you.
I can see this dick on YouTube.
Oof.
It looks like everybody's frozen on YouTube.
Yeah, because it's through my.
Because it's streamed from his computer.
That's what I'm trying to tell you is that my screen is completely fucking not moving. My mouse is moving. I do not know if I'm recording.
You were gonna freeze the shit. You could have done that on a more flattering picture of me.
Sal's picture in picture over there. I don't know what to do.
Yep.
So we might have to take a break.
Well, that's.
Wait. Is the Skype? Can you see if the Skype recorder
I can
is
see
going?
you moving your mouse on the YouTube screen.
I know. Well, that's the issue. Is
Sal's got his mouth open like he's waiting for a dick.
that's true.
In the picture on YouTube, not right now.
Yeah.
My Skype recorder is going.
Well, everyone's
Just
Skype recorder is going,
okay.
except possibly not mine.
Well, mine started late, so.
Okay.
Wait, what if you just close the browser and try to
Yeah, what if I
relaunch
just
it?
close the browser and relaunch it?
Not Skype, but just the YouTube.
I just refreshed the YouTube. It didn't make a difference. The
That's
problem
not-
is the feed he's sending to YouTube, not.
My problem is my computer is frozen.
You even internet,
YouTube
bro?
thing.
Well,
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?
Drop all the fucking call.
Sorry, I had to get that one out.
So we can keep doing the talkies because it's clearly picking up everything. It's just that nobody's going to see what we're doing. But I'm fine with that.
Now's our chance, boys.
Do we have like a piano cat we can play while you reboot your machine?
Takes
I
out
don't
for her
even-
own
I
back.
don't even know what to do.
Shit.
Well, I know we're gonna have to cut this section out of the audio version.
Oh,
Yeah. So what's gonna happen? I guess is we just keep doing the fucking episode, and
Restart it and you just cut the two fucking Skype recordings together. As long as we're not fucking.
my issue is if I restart it, then I drop all the fucking calls.
Yeah, we'll just call back and start a new Skype recording and then just merge that to the end of the other one.
All right.
Yeah,
Then
be fine.
then I also lose the YouTube feed though.
And you reboot it. Well, it's not working now anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Part 1, Part 2.
Smathers says, have you tried adding more? Fucking Smathers for the pen.
Can we get that without the giggles? What was? Have we tried adding what?
Smathers said, have you tried adding more computer to it? Daniel, more frozen than an Eskimo snatch in a blizzard. John, if everything is still recording, the video isn't necessarily essential, and we can still hear you. Oh, you guys can still hear us?
Yeah, they can still hear us.
Well, then fuck it. Just keep going.
Yeah, roll with it.
All right.
I mean, they'll just look at Sal waiting for a dick in his mouth for the rest of this.
Maybe it'll eventually work. Who knows?
It will eventually kick on.
All right.
And this whole part we'll take out in post.
There you go.
Let's keep going.
I don't know. Troy's editing. This may end up in the version.
Thanks. All right.
If it was me editing, it definitely would.
That's true.
Editing.
All right. So
I don't even know a guy named Ed.
Yes, we do.
all right. Shut up, everyone.
He's a dick.
So the men's Money in the Bank ladder match took place as Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Ali, Finn Balor, Andrade, Russian Spy Randy Orton, and Sami Zayn competed. Sami Zayn was taken out by, we all know it was Braun Strowman, and there was not a new person announced for this match. So as the match went on, Ali went to the top to become the new Money in the Bank winner, and Brock Lesnar's music hit, and apparently that is more devastating than a fucking Samoan drop, because Ali completely froze. Brock Lesnar runs in, proceeds to throw a ladder into a cameraman, throw Ali off the ladder, and then grab the briefcase.
To Brock's credit, he actually did run this time.
That's true. So Brock Lesnar is the new Money in the Bank winner. I chose Sammy, who wound up not being in the match. Jason chose Sammy, who wasn't in the match. Sal chose.
I actually chose Brock Lesnar.
No, you didn't. Jeff chose Andrade. Adam chose Drew McIntyre. Ginger chose Drew McIntyre. So, for me, did anyone else notice the moment when Andrade saved Ali from dying?
Yeah, when he locked the ladder for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Can
saw
we
that.
can we get a moment of silence or perhaps a 10-bell salute for Finn Balor's spine?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So Andrade.
I had when that move happened, that sunset flip power bomb onto the ladder. When that happened, I was standing in my hallway with much the same face that Sal has frozen on the YouTube video. And I literally stood there for like 5 minutes. I didn't just really see that fucking thing I just saw, right? Holy shit! How is that guy not fucking dead? And then the bounce made it even worse.
To make things even worse than that, Andrade landed crotch first on the ladder when he went down, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking Charlotte's problem, not ours. Anyway.
Finn. Oh man, what was the crowd reaction like for that?
It was shock and awe. It was intense. I did the exact same thing. I just turned to Sean. I was debating between Sean and Henry. We'll go with Sean. I was just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, you don't have to.
And
play
then-
that, you
and
don't have
then,
to play that gimmick up. Everyone knows that former co-host Sean is fucking Raccoon Reigns and Henry Huge Peck's the suplex throwing human dumpster. Everyone knows that he doesn't change his fucking voice ever.
Pro Wrestling Podcast secrets finally revealed.
Yeah, and then what was it 5 minutes later? He gets was it choke slammed on the side of that ladder that was open. Jesus.
With the ladder on its side, not closed, nothing.
Yeah,
just
on its side.
Yeah, no fucking give at all.
Ugh.
And then I feel like there was one more bump that he took, because I remember there was
Did
three
he take
that
a
he took.
swanton or a senton while his back was across the ladder or something?
Yes.
Why? Good lord, let other people take those
Because
shits.
Ginger, he is
Because
an
Randy
ordinary
Two
man
Bumps
who
was in
does
the match, and that
extraordinary
shit
things.
wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you like how Randy Orton started the match, by the way, by just throwing everybody through the announce table?
Loves it. That's like his thing.
I love
That's
Randy
the
Orton
thing.
giving
Thankfully, none of them were as light as either of the Singh brothers.
Oof.
Yeah. And then he just went and took a nap outside.
I know, he did one RKO
I think
to
it was
McIntyre?
Andrade. Oh no, it was McIntyre. Yeah.
And McIntyre could have laid out, but he double kneed it, and
So I understand the desire to have some more name recognition in the match, and to have but you can't tell me that Aleister Black doesn't put on a better performance in this match.
Oh yeah, Andrew, absolutely.
What's the point of having Randy Orton in this match if that's the level of performance you're getting?
Yeah.
No joke, that took 2 bumps in the entire fucking match. What is the point of being there?
Payday.
For him, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but I'm
exactly.
I was thinking RKO. That's about it.
I didn't really fucking do it. It wasn't a great fucking epic RKO off a ladder. None of that shit. It was.
So, what is Aleister's issue?
Oh, he's hurt. I don't know what. I think his knee, but
I haven't heard anything about an injury, but
maybe that's why Randy was in there. It might have been originally supposed to be Aleister, and they just said,
let's take fucking him out of it. Why take Sammy out then? Put Sammy in instead of him, and you could still get the Brock Lesnar spot. Have Lesnar take Orton out. There are 1,000,001 people you could put in there. If you've seen fucking El Generico in his ladder war matches, Sammy can do some incredible shit in a ladder match.
Oh yeah,
it's true.
Or even that one at WrestleMania with Owens that was in it for the Intercontinental title. There's no reason to put a less than what it could be match out there in that spot. And I think by putting Orton in there to do what he did, you gave the fans a less than you could have match.
Well, you remember
they did that by putting Brock Lesnar in the finish anyway. But,
sure.
Crowd,
I mean, let's be real. That was a shitty way to finish the match, obviously. Yeah. I am curious.
Hartford wanted Bray Wyatt. More than anything at all that night.
Well, yeah,
Hartford wanted Bray Wyatt.
In a way, I'm glad it wasn't Bray Wyatt.
Right,
I don't want them to rush through this process with Bray Wyatt. I want this character to breathe and develop. I don't want him immediately thrust into the World Championship picture. I don't need to see that. But I can give you half a dozen people who would have been better in that spot than Randy Orton. I can give you half a dozen people that would have made more compelling case holders than Brock Lesnar. If you really fucking badly wanted to give Brock Lesnar a rematch at Blood Money in the Sand, you can do it without the goddamn Money in the Bank case. Put it on fucking Andrade. Put it on Sami Zayn. Let them fucking run with it. Not cash it in right away. Use it to build a new fucking superstar and better off your overall company and still get the fucking Lesnar match you want. It's a waste.
That's why I picked Drew. When has
Drew doesn't even need the case. Drew's already at that level. You could have taken a guy who's not at that level and put him at that level. Ali could have been great with the case.
Sure.
Anybody
Andrade.
in this match except Lesnar, I said Andrade earlier, but anybody except Lesnar and fucking Orton could have, and probably Drew, could have done wonders for their career with that case. And you still could have, that's the thing that drives me nuts. If there was no other way to get to Lesnar, okay, fine. There are 1,000,001 stories you could tell to get Lesnar a rematch for that title.
At what point in this version of Brock Lesnar has he ever needed a gimmick to get a title match?
Right.
He doesn't even have to wrestle. You put him in a ring with 6 other guys, say it's a #1 contender match for Blood Money in the Sand. They all say, I don't want to fucking go to Saudi Arabia. He wins!
No, Jason,
They
to your
all
point,
get the fuck out of there.
Jason, to your point, they did not need to give Brock the case. He can get a world title match whenever he fucking feels like it. Let's
Not
be
to
honest.
my point. That was my point.
But, obviously
That's not a
that
direct
reaction when Lesnar came out, when Lesnar's music hit, that was the probably second biggest reaction of the night. And I'm not defending them, trust me. But I think that's what he hears. That's what Vince hears, is he hears things like that. He hears that reaction when Lesnar's music hits.
Daniel, alternate working title for Arabia show. We take a Hedda in Jeddah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. And then,
And to that point, Adam, was there much of a reaction when Ali was climbing the ladder to get the case? Were people really excited because it didn't come off that way on TV?
Nope.
I mean, I heard, you hear the noises of people going, "Oh shit, is this it?" And then fucking, that the paralytic Brock Lesnar music hits. Yeah, I don't, just sitting there, and then getting hurt. But what are you gonna do? It's not like he's paid millions of fucking dollars to do fucking nothing.
I've already said my piece. Go ahead, guys.
Adam, thoughts on the show as a whole as a live fan?
I've said it before. I always feel biased rating things as someone who is in attendance because it's always it's always a better experience when you're there as opposed to just watching on TV. But I enjoyed the whole show, save for the very very end. But yeah, so like I said, worst match of the night was probably the Cruiserweight title match that I saw. Again, I missed the United States Championship match completely, but it's always a fun time, and I think the crowd was really good. I don't think the crowd was really that dead for much of it, other than the Cruiserweight title match, so that I could notice. So
Fair enough.
it was a good time.
Anyone else have anything to say about Money and Skank before we move on?
So question, guys. Who tied for first again?
Me and you.
Suck it, bitches.
Who was the only person to not have 8 or more correct? Adam. Which, by the way, of the 15 opportunities for points here, Adam got 7, the rest of you got 8, me and Ginger got 9. That's a predictable show. That's not great.
And that's the type of shit we never get with the NXT predictions.
Right. Yeah. There was, I mean, obviously certain things like the Money in the Bank kind of threw us forward because there was a couple of different people on it, but most of the singles matches we all had, at least most of us had correctly on things. So
Some of us picked AJ Styles.
that's true.
I've said before that predictable doesn't always mean bad.
No, and I honestly, right up until the finish, I thought this was a really good show.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was fully on board. I think the Bailey thing carried me through a lot of stuff I wouldn't have otherwise been happy with. I did constantly say, "What the fuck is going on tonight with all the botches and sloppy shit?" But overall, I was actually happy with the show right up until the end.
Yeah, I'm sure if I go back and watch, the actual pay-per-view feed of it on the network, we'll see a bunch more stuff. But from where I was being there, it's always a good time.
That's my opinion is suspect because once Mandy Rose didn't win, I threw shit through my TV. So
Did you hear that? He finally admitted that she didn't win.
Yeah. So we move on from Mandy Rose's perfect ass to a little something that we call, and we're going to start off with the Micker. As Mick Foley came out right at the top of the third hour of Raw to announce a brand new championship. During his speech, he then proceeded to show off half of the championship belt. I don't know if anyone else caught that it was coming out of the cloth that he had.
Mm-hmm.
at least he got it out of the cloth. The guy who did it for AEW couldn't even fucking get it out of the bag. So
I saw that.
Yeah, apparently the title got a little revealed when he was back in the garage too, because when he was coming in, because somebody tweeted there was a slip. It's green. I can see that it's green.
Yeah. Well, that was,
I just thought it was the Saudi Arabia belt.
So yeah, exactly.
I think it was, it might have been hepatitis that slapped him on the shoulder, and I think that's when that happened. But yeah, once he got in the ring and started getting really excited, he just completely lost track of how covered up the belt should have been. But he proceeded to say that Raw's third hour needed a new facelift, so instantly we're just like, how can it be a 24/7 championship if it's only in Raw's third hour? But okay.
Yeah, that puzzled me.
No, it's
Yeah,
that's not true. There was two separate things that he sort of put together.
Right.
Yeah, but it felt weird to mention at that point. So
Yeah,
Apparently the facelift for Raw's third hour is just turning all the fucking lights off.
yeah. So he introduces the 24/7 championship, which is like the hardcore championship, but obviously they can't say hardcore anymore.
since that Page video.
That's right. So
I was
for
gonna
me,
say cue Jason showing porn.
yeah. So for me, I didn't.
Nah, 'cause we're on YouTube now. Although we're frozen, I probably could get away with it.
Hey, Troy showed porn on YouTube before.
That's true.
By accident.
So the 24/7 championship, I think, is a really good idea. We're doing a show. Shut up.
No, I'm just reading on the side. Daniel
Okay.
said Frozen Sal is thinking, do I want a 6-inch or a foot long?
Yeah. So the championship belt doesn't look great, but the idea is there, and the idea is what I like. So the way that they started this thing was Mick's like, I'm just going to chuck this in the middle of the ring, and then whoever manages to grab it first becomes the first champion. It wasn't even like whoever pins somebody else first is the first champion, which was a little odd. Now Mick Foley has actually come out and said that he completely fucking punt kicked this promo and did a shit job on it. I agree. He did a shit job on this promo. He was all over the fucking place. Made little sense. But then just the execution of throwing the championship belt on the ground, I thought was really fucking strange. That's how we're going to start this off.
Can we just appreciate the brilliance of the fact that Vince McMahon started the legacy of the 24/7 championship the same way he used to start football games in the XFL? Just put it in the middle and let him scramble for it.
That's true.
He still can't let go of that shit.
No, it's coming back, man. So this proceeded to bring down Raw's undercard, and they proceeded to kick the shit out of each other. At one point in time, we had both members of the Good Brothers holding onto the belt simultaneously, so I'm not sure why they weren't dual champions at that point in time. We had Drake Maverick out there, and he almost got it, but finally it was Hepatitis who wound up grabbing the championship belt. They rang the bell and said he is the inaugural champion.
Can I just say this is a major fucking plot hole? Because if Drake Maverick had just pissed on that thing, nobody would have wanted to touch it. He would have had an easy route to being the champion.
That's true. So Titus proceeds to try to run away, and then Robert Roode hits him from behind, winds up pinning him, grabbing the championship belt, and hightailing it out of there. So that the rest of the show, we kept having Bobby hide behind things and everything like that. Just exactly what I expected from the 24/7 championship. This is a chance to give some of these guys that don't normally get TV time something to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I kind of fucking like it. Like, I shouldn't like it, but I kind of do for a couple reasons. What you just said, it gives these guys a lot of guys. I mean, Titus O'Neil's been a fucking singles champion now. We can cross that shit off the list. Okay? We finally have a championship where the first champion was black. We can cross that shit off the list too. We get to see a lot more different sections of the arena. It's visually different and interesting, which is always something, if you listen to the show, I'm in favor of. And there's nothing wrong with a little fucking comic relief on the show, as long as it's done well. And this was, to me, sort of done in a way that I chuckled at it. Whether you want to chuckle at it or not, you do, because it's sort of funny. And I love the fact that somebody on Reddit pointed out, if Brock Lesnar wins this belt, he'll be the youngest WWE champion and the youngest 24/7 champion.
Yeah, that is very true. Because Hepatitis is 22 or 42. Bobby Roode is 42, I think, or 41 or something. Anyways,
have they acknowledged little Jimmy's title reign yet?
No. So at the other thing that I saw was some people were shitting on the fact that Bobby Roode passes by Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin, and neither one of them proceed to try to kick the shit out of him and take the title from him. Kind of. They're like, to values, it's like, no, it's fine. They have a match coming up later. They don't have a referee with them. Like,
yeah, exactly. There was no referee there.
Just enjoy it for once, you know? Yeah. So, at the end of the night, because I'm going to get to it, then you can kind of say what you want to say. At the end of the night, R-Truth tried to help Robert Roode get out of the arena. Roode opens up the door of the car, and there's a referee sitting in there. He comes out. Truth knocks out Robert Roode, pins him, grabs the championship, and hightails it out of there.
Yeah. So can I ask a question now?
Yes.
Just from a logic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
How did R-Truth know to come to Raw, since he's a SmackDown guy and we didn't know there would be a 24/7 championship until Mick Foley announced it?
We knew there would be
wild card.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why he was outside and not in the building.
Right.
But he was packing his shit into the car. So he had already been in the building with his shit in the building and then decided to take his shit and bring it to the car.
Right, because he was laying a trap for Robert Roode.
But for a trap for what? He didn't know this championship was going to be there. Why would he lay a trap for a guy?
Because
he got the inside word, brother.
It was 45 minutes ago they announced the championship. You think he can't come up with a plan, grab a referee, and load his shit into a trunk in 45 minutes?
I'm not sure R-Truth can figure out how to take a piss in 45 minutes.
This is the guy on Twitter that thinks he's the European champion, by the way. But yeah,
right. Awesome.
And that's the thing. R-Truth probably shows up to both shows not knowing which one he's actually assigned to.
It's completely within his character to show up and have been in the back, and somebody be like, "Dude, you're on the wrong show," and him being like, "My bad," walk away, and see Robert Roode come up to him with a belt and go, "I'm gonna take that belt." You're asking for way too much.
You're nitpicking here way too much.
Yeah, I'm nitpicking to that somebody came up with a plan for a championship on a show that they weren't on. Yeah, that's sure.
There's a million different things that make zero fucking sense in wrestling. This is what you.
Why didn't Carmella steal the fucking belt? She had every opportunity.
That was my thought.
That is the big
Yes,
issue.
that I agree with.
That was my big takeaway from SmackDown.
Because it is an intergender title, right?
As far as we know,
They
I
said
guess.
anybody at any time,
yes,
right?
because on Snapchat Bailey tried to take it from him.
Right.
So yes, that would seem to say that it is an intergender title.
Are we going to have sock puppets stealing the belt like Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae did?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with fucking what was it? Pepper coming up back from fucking the dead and
Oh Jesus!
Al Snow's
Does he
dog.
need, like in
Yes.
burger form at this point?
I'm okay with the blue fist
It was-
coming back too.
it was I thought it was a soup, wasn't it? I don't think he made him into burger, did he?
Maybe
I think
I'm
it was
thinking
a
of
steak.
South Park.
Pepper steak. is what
Oh,
it
that's right. It was a steak.
Mhm.
Pepper steak. Yeah, so I'm fine with them like burying the pepper steak in Pet Cemetery and it coming back being an angry steak,
Oh my god!
and then it pinning our
Ladies and gentlemen, your next 24/7 champion, Big Show's dad.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So,
Sorry, go ahead, Sal.
no, I was gonna say, okay, the belt is pretty ugly, and the fact that it has a big 24/7 logo on it, like a Store 24, is pretty horrendous. But the concept's great. I mean, it's silly, it's hokey, and it's got a bunch of undercard people, but I think it's actually fun. And I'm interested to see where it goes from here, because are they going to keep this shit going for a few months, or are they actually going to run with this shit?
Okay,
and like
I'm
really,
gonna
like-
actually.
The depressing part is-
I'm gonna stop everyone right there. Here's the issue that we continue to have as wrestling fans: we don't live in the moment. Let's stop worrying about what happens in a month from now or 2 months from now, because it's ruining our enjoyment of this here and right now. This was an entertaining moment on Raw and SmackDown. Let's just have fun with the entertainment. Let's have fun with the next time we see it. Let's stop worrying about where it's going to be in a couple months down the line.
I don't like that Chad Gable was in with the nerds chasing after this title. That's one thing that I wasn't a fan
That's
of.
fine. You can go ahead and say that. But you know what? He got that terrible fucking haircut, and he belongs there.
I did, however, enjoy the big crowd going past, and then maybe 12 feet later, Drake Maverick going past.
Which, by the way, kudos to Drake Maverick on Twitter.
The
this
wanted
week.
posters
Yeah,
were fucking
the
great.
wanted poster. He was handing out wanted posters before SmackDown as well.
oh, Drake Maverick's making this thing even.
They
How
were
long till
amazing.
Elias wins this thing, though?
It'll happen eventually.
Really?
And
Yeah.
this is the
So-
this is the other thing too with it is, I was a little surprised that R-Truth made it through SmackDown with the championship.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with basically everything that's been said so far. I enjoy the concept of it. I think it has potential. The initial presentation was pretty garbage. I think my favorite comment on Twitter was that it looks like a belt someone created in WWE 2K19. But somebody took Cyndi Lauper's gold record, stuck it on a leather strap, and now it's the 24/7 championship. But I am looking forward to seeing what happens here. It's the hardcore title without the hardcore. So.
Yeah, and without obviously so far any weapons. So
Right.
but we'll see.
All that scene needed with Bobby Roode and Lashley and Gable and Corbin. All that needed when everybody ran off was yakety sax.
There's your spot for Monday. Is that R-Truth's walking around the back, somebody hits him with a chair and gets disqualified in the 24/7.
Wait, whoa! I just thought of something. If
It's not
Drake
hardcore.
If Drake Maverick surprises R-Truth on Raw and takes that title, and people chase after him, will he just piss himself?
Probably. But Jeff
I
will
just
be
hope
happy.
that at some point they're in Philadelphia and R-Truth is sitting in the back on top of one of those cases, and Charlie Day pops up from behind and goes, "Wild card, bitches!" and pins him.
There's a lot of things that they can do with this. But we
If
do
nobody
have-
watches Sunny, they don't get that joke.
I got it. So now we have R-Truth as the longest reigning 24/7 champion. With at this point like 10 times the length of the other two combined. We also have R-Truth being the first person to win the hardcore and the 24/7 championship, which I appreciated. We've got more black people winning the championship than white people so far. So There's another one.
What I was the one thing that stuck out to me from Mick Foley's awful promo was the fact that he specifically mentioned that it could be anyone from any show, from any roster, or legends coming back.
Which means we're definitely going to get Ron Simmons as champion at some point.
I'm pretty sure Hulk Hogan's winning that bitch in Saudi Arabia.
And also, until I saw Truth actually wearing the title on SmackDown, I was 98% sure that it did not come apart, that it was sewn together in the back and was just a loop.
By the way, I know we normally shit on R-Truth, but he has been doing wonders with this belt so far. He buckles the thing into the passenger seat of his rental car on one of the
It's so good.
which I think is just amazing. And like I said, he continues to hashtag everything European champion. So,
and that very subtle joke on SmackDown where Carmella hands him the bra to put on, and he goes, "Can you? I can never get these."
Yeah. So that we're gonna go ahead and transition over to another little bit of comedy because we had a moment of bliss. And Alexa first said that she needed her coffee. She specifically requested coffee. A stagehand brought out 2 cups of coffee, which then led her to pour the one into the other, which was clearly meant for
Zane Bernardo.
Yep. Nikki was there the entire time, and the guest was Becky Lynch. I really enjoy the interactions between Alexa and Nikki. Where Alexa is just kind of like so excited to be there, and Alexa just cannot stand her. But eventually, this brought out Lacey Evans.
Can we just call her Nikki James from now on?
Sure.
And she's pretty much taken that role.
Yeah. Well, this first brought out the Iconics, who, of course, it was announced themselves by going. Then it brought out Lacey Evans. I enjoy the fact that Becky Lynch has stated online that how bad it is that they are making fun of her for only having one championship at this point. And then, by the way, did anyone notice that they updated the Becky Lynch render on WWE.com? And she looks incredibly pissed off to only have one championship belt.
I thought she had Seth's dick in her hand in the bottom or something.
I mean, I feel like she'd be in at least a little bit happier mood.
By the way, can we just point out how sort of disingenuous it was that they did that whole, I put this picture on Twitter, only because they knew it was coming out on that Becky Lynch special next week.
Yeah, there definitely was that, where it was like, I guess we're going to have to say something because we know there was fucking cameras there.
Yeah, beat them to it before they can.
Yeah. So this led to a 6-chick match where the Iconics and Lacey Evans took on Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross, which of course prompted Alexa to be like, I don't want to wrestle, and Becky's just like, you just have to stand there and look pretty.
One of the favorite things I saw this week was a picture on Twitter of it was Becky in the ring and Alexa standing next to the ring, and Alexa is trying to hand Becky her coffee.
Yes,
like, you want some coffee?
Yeah. By the way,
Good.
if you have not seen Alexa Bliss on house shows, she is fucking phenomenal. Because obviously we know on house shows they can get away with a lot more. There are so many different shots of Alexa getting in the ring and trying to do like taekwondo moves and shit like that. Power Ranger moves and shit. She's
full on temper tantrums.
Yeah. Plus,
and can I just say her new gear is fucking fire.
She breaks out this gear on house shows that show like 95% of her ass cheeks, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Just don't try to go to a live event on Monday or Tuesday because it'll probably get canceled.
Yes, that's true. Those continue to get canceled left and right. But yeah, so this I thought was, we don't get this quite that often, but when you have a worker that's not, yes,
she's on Raw, so going to a house show on Monday probably wouldn't do you much good.
So
wild card.
We typically don't get this that often, but usually when a worker is not able to compete, they don't put them in a match. So I thought this was a really good way to utilize Alexa Bliss, knowing farewell that she can't actually work the match. To just have her
did it
sitting
sort
on the
of?
side.
Yeah, but did it sort of take away from some of what they had done the night before in a way, though? Like, she came out in gear. I mean, obviously the intention from the start was that she was going to be involved in some sort of a match, one way or another. And the notion that you would put her in a match after you just told us the night before she wasn't cleared to wrestle was a little I don't know. It's just off-putting to me.
Seth wasn't had a non-sanctioned match because he wasn't cleared to wrestle, then wrestled the next night on Raw. So clearly they don't care about shit like that much. But you know.
Oh, you just pulled someone out of one of your marquee matches and then just had him wrestle the next night. It seemed weird to me.
Well, she said when Becky was like, "Oh, I have a third right here," she was like, "No, I can't wrestle." Like,
no, she didn't say can't. She said, "I don't want to."
Okay. That being said, her drinking coffee at ringside was the funniest thing I saw this week.
Yeah. And to me, it seems like they're sort of playing off the Alexa Bliss thing as in not that she's not cleared to wrestle, that she doesn't want to. And
right.
Like took herself out of the Money in the Bank match because she just doesn't feel like fucking wrestling.
Right.
And it seemed like she put Nikki Cross in there to win the championship for her. You know,
mm-hmm.
So I think that's the way that I took it. I didn't take it as like WWE saying that she's not able to wrestle. I took it as she just doesn't fucking care.
No, they said she's not medically able to wrestle.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid then.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
But even so, like
20 minutes to get to, I agree with you. Okay, cool.
Well, you know.
Have you listened to the show before?
Fair point.
Well, I didn't realize that they had specifically said that she wasn't cleared. I took it as that she was lying about it, so that's my bad. So unless anyone else has anything to say about this, we're going to get into.
It's 11:30. Let's move through this bitch.
That sounds great. So we're going to discuss this again. Throw on your kid gloves on this. So following the suicide of Ashley Massaro, an affidavit was released that had some allegations in it, but it's sort of been called into question now. Now, obviously, Ashley is not alive anymore to defend herself, but some of what... So we're going to talk about what the affidavit actually said, but then we're going to talk about why it's being called into question a bit. So if you... trigger warning on this, there's... it's sexual assault allegations, so if you want to just hit the little 30 seconds forward a couple of times, you know, if you don't want to listen to it. But essentially, the affidavit talks about Massaro in her contract situation after she won the Diva Search that she was supposed to get $2,500 or $250,000 and a contract where she wouldn't have to actually wrestle. They wound up making her wrestle, and because of that, she got concussions and other injuries because she's not a trained wrestler. Now, at least with that part, I tend to think that that's very possible, because we have seen Ashley was put right into the ring after winning thing, and even back then we all said like this chick can't wrestle. But then one of the things is that Ashley, Maria Kanellis, Ron Simmons, and Jimmy Hart were on a goodwill mission over in Kuwait for the tribute to the troops thing, or the support the troops. During that, Ashley wound up getting bad cramps and was treated for dehydration. Then the story is that while she was getting treatment for it, nobody else was around. Some dude in street clothes and a woman in an army outfit wound up wrapping her in a blanket, taking her to another room, locking her in there, and the guy proceeded to rape her. After drugging her with something where she said she couldn't move, but she could feel everything that was going on. Her mind was still there. Afterwards, the affidavit calls him Gary Hart, but it's Gary Davis, I believe is what his actual name is. Tried to get her back, wound up taking her to a hotel room, putting her up in a hotel, and then leaving again. And then later, Maria Kanellis came and talked with her, and Ashley said, "Don't tell anybody what happened, and let's kind of continue on." Then she wound up getting an issue where she lost her tickets and couldn't get back home, and wound up having to, and WWE was just going to leave her there in Kuwait. Now, all of that being said, the lawyer that wound up releasing this affidavit suspiciously directly after Ashley Massaro died is one that has numerous sanctions against him, has been pretty much... Go ahead.
Just to point out, this was part of the concussion lawsuit against the WWE. This wasn't just some random thing.
Right.
This was in the record for a while. It's just sort of coming to light now in light of Ashley's passing. The judge in the case threw it out, said it was immaterial to the actual concussion lawsuit and had no place in there, and they never pursued any individual charges on this particular affidavit.
Right. So the other thing is that Ashley Massaro herself has said that after the lawsuit was thrown out, she apologized to WWE, wrote a letter to WWE, was trying to get back on their good graces because she wanted to continue wrestling, which to me does seem a little bit odd if you claim that you were raped and that that WWE tried to pressure you, why you'd want to go back to work for that company that did that to you. Go ahead.
So, like, I think we talked about in the host there, but to me, the biggest red flag out of this whole thing is that you look at the fact that the claim is that Maria knew about this. Now, Maria, for anybody that knows her, has listened to her, or ever even heard her speak, very intelligent woman, college graduate. I think she may even have a doctorate at this point. Mother, and she chose to go back and work for this company again. And if she thought that the people in charge allowed that to happen, I can't envision Maria doing that.
So some more digging on the internet shows that WWE's own blog reported that Ashley Massaro was treated for dehydration and then went shortly after that to the next photo shoot, which sort of calls into question the chain of events there, where if this took place, there's no fucking way, given what she said in her affidavit, that she'd be able to, and there are pictures of that.
Did you mention the meeting, supposedly?
Yes, that's right. So there was apparently a meeting as well where Ashley brought it up to Vince. Is it Vince, Stephanie, Triple H?
No. So she got called into a meeting, as the affidavit states, that had Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and some other executives in it, and basically they were told her that they didn't want this getting up.
Yeah. So, let me tell you first off, this is what would happen if this actually happened, and she reported right away. WWE would go to the base commander, and an investigation would be launched, and it would be completely out of the news. You would never hear about it.
Right.
And that didn't happen because Ashley first, at least from the affidavit, it says Ashley said that she didn't want anyone to say about it, and then later brought it up. At that point, they still would have gone and said something to him because that's a serious fucking thing, you know? But again, like I said, the source that this is coming from and the affidavit was submitted on Ashley's behalf by her lawyer, by the lawyer on the case, not Ashley herself. And this lawyer, like I said, is a very questionable past. Apparently is in a lot of debt right now that he's trying to climb out of. And of course, if he's trying to start a new lawsuit or try to get a settlement out of it to get some money to pay off some of those debts, timing on it seems a little odd, especially where it comes out right after the person who could turn around and say, look, that's not real, is no longer alive.
Right.
Yeah.
So then the other aspect of this as well is the fact that this lawyer has gone after Nike and just completely fabricated information, stuff like that. So again, like I said, the source. And also we look at it too as the people involved. So part of the thing was, she said, is the affidavit says that she had her cast removed from her hand 2 weeks early, and Paul London was there. Let me tell you, Paul London would definitely have come out and said this happened today.
Right.
Because he does not like the WWE. He is very open about the things that went on. He is not corroborating the story. Maria Kanellis is not corroborating the story. Now, I understand she works there, but guess who doesn't anymore? Gary Davis. And he is not corroborating the story.
Right.
And he was...
Nor any of the other women who supposedly were told of this story.
Right, exactly.
Who have no reason to defend the WWE.
Right. So the other aspect of this is WWE released a statement on it. And let me tell you, if that right there is a huge red flag for this affidavit as well. Where if WWE is acknowledging it and putting forth and saying, this whole thing is complete bullshit, we would never let this happen, stuff like that, they don't have to say anything about it, and probably wouldn't say anything about it because that creates new stories as well. So there's that aspect of it too. So does anyone have anything else to say about it other than, what we've already said, or just the news reporting as it is?
So, when Ashley appeared on my timeline at a WrestleMania in a tag match, I remember very distinctly saying that, I couldn't call it the worst match of the night, and that I didn't blame her, I blamed them for how much they didn't train her. And that is the one thing about this whole affidavit that I think there's probably some validity to, is from the time she won the Diva Search to the time she actually did appear in matches, I can't imagine she got much, if any, training at all. Which is a problem. You had somebody, whether it's a male or female, and they're taking bumps that wasn't trained. Definitely not something they should be doing.
Well, and to be fair, they don't do that anymore.
Right. That being said, in the era of Me Too, with this whole affidavit coming out and being made public shortly after her death, it's definitely a timing issue where this is the first time we've heard about this, and like you said, this lawyer's past is checkered, to say the least. So it's so convoluted to try to speak for the deceased. So I don't think it's fair in any regard, and I don't necessarily think that it's even fair to the WWE that these allegations would come out now. And I'm not saying that nothing happened or that it's not all, there's not validity to it. I'm saying that the person who we would ask is no longer with us, so how can we even address it?
Yeah, very much so. God damn it. All right. So let's go ahead and move on unless Adam has something to say about it.
Nope.
Nope. All right. You're dead. Okay, so our next topic, I think we're going to go ahead and fast train this. Let's talk about AEW a little bit. And let's talk specifically about a match that showed up on the All Elite YouTube at a Dragon Gate event. So Pac is the current Dragon Gate champion. Now, I watched this. I didn't catch who he was supposed to wrestle against. Anyone know that? No?
Robbie something, I thought.
Yeah, I heard him drop the names, but I wasn't familiar.
So apparently that person was not able to be there, not medically clear or some of that. So, no, I have never heard these announcers, but let me tell you, they are puking left and right during this. They're definitely using that announcer voice, but they're British, so it makes it a little bit worse. But as soon as this is the other thing too. Now this is the first time I've watched Dragon Gate in probably years, and I don't watch enough indie wrestling to know Hangman Page's music. So when it hits and they go, "You know whose music that is?" I was like, I don't. Like,
I know what the title of the video says.
I know who it is, but I don't know who it is. Yeah. So instead of having Pac versus Hangman Page at Double or Nothing, which is coming up Saturday, because of the fact that we found out Pac was going to go over Adam Page, then proceed to lose to Kenny Oshmegma at the next event, it was decided that Pac was not going to lose to Kenny Oshmegma. Now, I know a lot of people are reporting that it's, Pac was upset about it, but there's also potentially the chance that Dragon Gate didn't want their champion to lose, because that would kind of create a whole other thing. And obviously, even on this little broadcast that we watched here, they mentioned the fact that like Pac is undefeated for the championship and stuff like that, and so it kind of feels like maybe they didn't want their champion to lose. We don't know, but either way, we got this match on Dragon Gate instead of at Double or Nothing. So the match itself. This is the first time I've seen Pac since leaving the WWE.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched him because I don't really watch Dragon Gate or anything like that, and so
You took on your boy Zack Sabre Jr. for Rev Pro. I figured you would have watched
yeah,
that.
that's exactly why I probably didn't watch it.
I'm in the same boat. I haven't seen anything from Neville Pac since then.
Yeah,
This made me realize how much I miss him in WWE.
Right.
He's so good on the mic. As soon as he got on that mic and started his promo, I was like, oh god, I miss you, dude. Now I have watched Hangman Page on ROH, as well as something else, but it doesn't matter. He's
It was always Adam Page.
what's that?
He was always Adam Page before he was Hangman.
Right,
so.
exactly. Yeah. I haven't really watched him since the Hangman gimmick. I watched him as Adam Page the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
But I understand the Hangman gimmick. He's continued to get better and better.
Wait, you watched the final
Oh.
battle where he took on
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. Okay. So I have watched him as Hangman Page. Okay.
yeah.
So the match itself, really good in my opinion. It winds up ending with Pac just fucking obliterating the ref's nuts. And then
Fucking bastard.
And then I particularly like the fact that he then gets up. Page goes for his what's it called?
Buckshot lariat.
Buckshot lariat, and Pac just flips him off, which is phenomenal. So the other thing too was he drills this dude in the fucking sack, and then it took a long time between that and when the ref actually called for the bell, and I was like, is he gonna let that go? Or is that the end of the match?
Yeah, there was a little point where you're like, hey, maybe he just lets that one go.
It's like rolling. It's like, I get it. You're selling it that you're rolling on the ground, but it's like all you gotta do is move your hand a little bit and the bell rings. Just ring the damn bell, because otherwise I'm starting to get confused that this match is gonna go on. Ginger, what did you think about this match?
Ginger's not there.
What? How would I know that, Sal? How would I know
at
that Ginger's
Skype.
not there?
Yeah, you could have looked at Skype, but
Look
that's
at Skype,
fine.
it's frozen.
Oh, it's not frozen. Skype is frozen?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's not frozen on
You are
mine.
the
I know.
toughest motherfucker I've ever had to deal with. How many times have I told you the feed on YouTube is directly from my computer? My computer is frozen. I am looking at the
Still?
same thing. Yes,
Jesus.
I am looking at the same thing on YouTube. I do not know what is going on outside of it.
All right, well, Ginger's not
Wait.
there, so move.
Didn't you put more computer in it?
Jason,
Sal,
what-
6 inch or foot long.
Jason, what did you think of this match?
I loved the match. It sort of, in a way, as much as I loved it, it sort of pissed me off because it was what we could have had, what could have been. We could have had these really nice things, and now we're not going to have them. It's sort of like, hey, it's like when you meet some girl in high school and she sort of gives you a little rub a little bit, and you never get anything else out of it. Well, yeah, I mean, I get that, but
Jason's got blue balls.
right, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's blue balls. It's wrestling blue balls. That's what we got.
Okay, so here's where I disagree with you. AEW
Can we
didn't
just
have...
cut to the part where you go, you know what, you got a point?
No.
Because it's going to happen. Let's
AEW
just-
didn't have to put this on their YouTube channel. I'm glad they did, because I got to see it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. So there's that.
Well, they kind of did. They've been
yeah.
advertising this fucking match for months, dude.
But
And
it
also
already
the
came out
promo
that they
with the
weren't
guy.
going to have it at Double or Nothing. So they didn't have to put it on their YouTube channel. I was
They
surprised
had-
when Troy
dude,
sent me the video.
dude. They had this match because they weren't going to have it at Double or Nothing.
I understand that.
Did you
But that's what I'm-
Did you stick around for the promo at the end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the end
the
of
business at the end was interesting to me. And I know what Pac said, but to me it seems like they're going to do business. Eventually down the road.
All right.
Jason's done.
Whatever.
All right.
I don't get it. All right, but let me segue this into the larger picture here. This was, to me, the first time we've seen what is the inevitable cracks of AEW, which is the boys running it. You don't have that, and for all the shit we give Vince, the thing that sets WWE apart and that has allowed them to succeed for so long is that one authoritative voice at the top that says, fuck that, this is what we're doing. AEW doesn't have that, so now we have the first superstar who's worried about bookings outside of this company, who now is refusing to do a job because of bookings outside of that company, and is now costing them a major match at their first pay-per-view event. This is for the first time we're seeing the potential downfalls of a company run by the boys.
And they haven't even put on a show yet.
Right, and this was something that I had talked about before, where I said that, everyone is so fucking balls deep on AEW right now, even though they've never seen what the production is going to be like, they've never seen a show from them or anything like that, they've never seen a show that they put on themselves. And I caution everyone to say, you need to understand that AEW is going to make mistakes. AEW is not perfect, and everyone likes to think right now AEW is perfect, and yes, like you said, this is this is the first thing that we've seen, and we don't have right now a consistent weekly show. These sorts of issues might come up more so once we're doing a more consistent show, and you have things like, Cody going up to somebody being like, look, I need you to lose tonight because it's going to build to a better story, and then being like, nah, I don't want to, and then at that point you go, what can you do, because they're not exclusive contracts, so they could easily turn around and be like, nah, you know what, I'm done, I'm out, and fuck you, right before a show or something like that. So again, as I've cautioned before in the past, this is not perfect. This is a new thing that's happening. So we should maybe start thinking that this, And again, we kind of knew Pac was a guy who quit WWE. So
yeah. Look, I think Saturday's show is going to be fantastic. I'm going to talk about more about it in a little bit. And I have a feeling it's going to be one of those things that's going to have the wrestling world talking. But I'm really curious what Ginger thought about it.
So we're going to go ahead and segue into our Double or Nothing predictions.
Sal looks pissed off. I don't know what's going on. What's up, Sal?
No, good.
No, he's mad because I called him a bitch.
Fuck you.
Dude, you're like, I've told you 3 times now, like, I can't see anything on my computer. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you, like, my computer's frozen. I don't know that Ginger left. Nobody said anything, okay? Like,
alright, fine. I missed it. Sorry.
3 times.
Are you mad about the Hangman Page thing?
I'm mad. No, I'm not mad about the fucking Hangman Page thing. I don't think this happens often with AEW. Alright, Pac fucked them over once. I don't see Cody doing business like this going forward.
Okay.
Whoever they sign,
but
whoever they
not,
put at a press
Cody.
conference.
Okay. So let's
or
say
the cons or whatever.
But here's the problem, Sal, and this is what I'm talking about. It's not some other guy is going to refuse to show up. But that's not the point. But the point is, when you get into a situation where Kenny has one idea for a direction they should go or who should win a match, and Cody has another one, and the Bucks agree. One agrees with Cody, one agrees with Kenny. Where the fuck do you go? This is not a company that has that one strong voice. And don't give me Tony Khan, because the guy's been in the wrestling business 5 minutes. He's not a strong, authoritative voice in the wrestling industry. They don't have that. That's what WWE has. Say what you want about her. That's what Impact had with Dixie Carter. They have one person at the top of the ledger who was the fucking boss. You have 4 EVPs and a guy who's never run a company before.
Well, wasn't that the original problem with Impact, though? Is that they had too many people trying to book shit?
No, they had the Jarretts. That was it.
Well, they had Bischoff. They had Vince Russo at one point.
That was way later.
That's what I meant.
And that was when it went to shit, when they brought in Bischoff and Hogan. Yeah. And you added those voices. True. When it was just Dixie, when it was just the Jarretts, that was when it was running at its peak. That was its peak run.
Right, and right now you have self-proclaimed smartest man alive, Chris Jericho.
Exactly. There's another one, yeah. So that's the point, Sal, is that there's a ton of Indians and no chiefs.
Okay.
And nobody to fall in line behind because everyone thinks they're the chief. That's the problem.
Right.
And it's going to rear its head again in a different situation down the road.
Yeah. Hey, Troy.
Yeah.
Ginger's back.
Ginger, are you back? Fuck.
Ginger, you're up.
All right. So
I don't think his mic's on.
All right. So.
Yeah, no, Ginger, we can't hear you. You're completely off.
There we go.
There we
go. in my honest opinion, I don't really care for AEW. It's going to implode from inside within the first year, so I don't even think it should be a topic on this show anymore. But who am I?
Wow.
Yep.
Well, not that you're a snob or anything.
No, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to implode in the first year. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Impact is still going, my dude.
Yeah.
But this is your second biggest show, and you're already having problems with your two of your top stars.
One. You have a problem with one star.
So far.
Who's not under contract.
We still have Chris Jericho. The other thing
Jericho's fucking working the internet group. I mean, fucking come on, guys.
We'll see. The other thing too is you say Impact is still around, but what channel are they on again?
Twitch.
Nope. Well, I thought you were going to say Pursuit, because they're only on for like half the show, and then the rest of it's commercials. So,
Yeah.
And that would be different from Raw. How?
well, because they do picture.
You guys gonna watch The Secret Life of Pets too?
Yeah,
on
all right,
June
we're gonna
7th.
speed through it, but can I just talk for one quick second? Because this is the fucking thing that pissed me off. Poor fucking Ricochet, right?
Oh, God.
He comes out during his entrance. Michael Cole says, and don't forget The Secret Life of Pets. Then they go to commercial. The one fucking section of the match where Ricochet gets his shine, they go to the small screen so they can show an ad for fucking Secret Life of Pets. At the end of the match, we get a Don't Miss The Secret Life of Pets in theaters June 7th. Seriously, we couldn't space that shit out over 4 matches. We had to have it all in Ricochet's match.
By the way,
Yep.
somebody on Reddit made a version of the Festival of Friendship where commercials ruin it, and they actually put it where they did the picture-in-picture thing while the review was going on, and they had like Chris Lee ads and shit like that in it, and it was like, yep, that's pretty much spot on.
You know, we used to joke about it when they used to do the $9.99 for the network, but it's actually gotten a shit ton worse.
Yeah, they don't even do that anymore.
No, they just plug everybody else's shit for like 30, 40 minutes an hour. It's crazy. They're just a marketing company at this point.
You know, the other thing too is, you know,
While you listen to Sal, don't forget you can see The Secret Life of Pets in theaters June 7th.
you know, the other thing too is that JR was always the king of he would bring up the main event that was going on throughout the show, but he would do it in very subtle ways sometimes, or very strategic ways, you know? If there was a down moment in the match, he'd be like, oh, no, there's a night where Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to take on Jake the Snake Roberts. Michael Cole just threw out the fucking night randomly going, but Brock's still here, guys! Like, it was the fucking worst.
But Brock's still here!
And then, as soon as Brock's music hits in the main event, he goes, oh my god, I can't believe Brock is coming out. You've been talking about it the entire night. Okay?
But you already know he's being fed that from Vince.
Oh, I
You
know.
know it.
I know.
Because Vince is so far up Brock Lesnar's ass, he could be talking through his mouth like a puppet. It's fucking awful.
He is being fed those lines, but there are certain lines that he's going to that are completely off the cuff, and I give you the example of in the bank, where there was a high spot and Michael Cole just screams, "What's wrong with these guys?"
Yeah, Cole was having a very weird night commentating
At the
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, really bad. Like I don't know what he was on. Maybe he had too much caffeine, but
I mean, as for Ricochet, it sucks, but I'm glad they're pushing Cesaro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ricochet did not only just get fucked over by Kevin Hart as a tiny bunny, he also kind of got fucked over by creative. As backstage we have Cesaro saying, "You're not gonna fight me. You're too much of a puss. You're hurt after last week. You're not gonna fight me." And Rick goes, "Yeah, I'll fucking fight you," and then he fucking loses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you have the two big guys that got brought up, Ricochet and Aleister Black, and neither of them are doing anything. Ricochet is losing every week, and Aleister Black is banging Zelina Vega, apparently. But other than that, not much else.
Chasing off Xavier Woods.
That's true.
That was great.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Or being told, hey, we can't book you in Saudi Arabia because you got a bunch of religious tattoos and you're a Satanist, and we're afraid you're gonna get jihaded. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
All right.
Right to it.
Let's hit up these predictions and then take it on home. So, Double or Nothing is this Saturday.
The perfect 6 this week.
Yeah, I don't fucking care, dude. It's 11 o'clock. My computer is frozen. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Wait, your computer's frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen. It won't move. All right. So the
Did you try putting it in some rice?
No. I get that works most of the time, because it brings in the magical Asians that come and fix things for you. But right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I don't have a big enough bag, and I don't have enough rice for it. So,
Sal, you're up.
I tried putting in more computer, and it just froze it up more. So,
Yeah.
Oof.
Ginger's back.
Hey, Ginger. So the buy-in pre-show will have Sammy Guevara versus Kip Sabian.
Who?
What?
Who?
I have a feeling this is going to be a recurring theme with Adam, but
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually meaning that I messed up somebody's name.
No.
So me and Sal have picked Sammy. I have no fucking clue who either of these people are. So,
Yeah.
Ginger, who you got?
I'm gonna go Kip Sabian.
All right, Jason.
I'm going Sammy Guevara.
All right, Adam.
I'll go for Kip just because I like the name better.
Ginger. That's annoying. Sal.
As I said, Sammy Guevara. If you haven't watched Sammy Guevara, go on YouTube. It's great.
Yeah.
All right, so then we have the Casino Battle Royale, where 5 competitors will begin the match. 5 more will be added in the mix in 3-minute intervals. And then finally, we will have the 21st entrant, Lucky 21, will enter last. And it has been announced that the winner of this match will earn a future shot at the AEW World Championship, whoever that may be, against either Chris Jericho or Kenny Oshmegma. So the confirmed entrants that we have are Sonny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero, Glacier, Brian Pillman Jr., Sunny Days, MJF, I guess, Joey Janela, Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn, Jimmy Havoc, Michael Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Luchasaurus, Sean Spears, the former Ty Dillinger, and 4 other unnamed entrants. So right now, Hangman Page is pretending that he's not going to be in this and icing up his knee. So I have gone with surprise entrant Jon Moxley. Sal?
I thought you were going with Jungle Boy.
Oh yeah, I changed it.
Oh. You don't think Jungle Boy's going for the AEW Championship?
Well, I thought because of the fact that he lost his dad recently, I thought maybe they'd give him that shine. But
I would have sworn you'd go Luchasaurus.
nope, that's not going to happen.
I was gonna make the joke and I didn't.
Sal?
I'm going MJF because I have a feeling I know where this is going, but we'll see.
All right, Adam?
Michael Nakazawa.
I could be a homer and pick Ace Romero, but I think I'll go with
Don't
MJF
pick
as
Ace
well.
Romero.
Fuck that guy.
Ginger's still mad because he wore another company's T-shirt to APW.
I remember.
Oh no, did you
was
not
there.
see me kick him in his face?
Ginger?
Yeah.
I'm going with Glacier, baby.
That'd be interesting.
See, I was gonna pick
50-year-old
Billy Gunn as a
Glacier.
joke, but
It's even better. Jason?
As obvious.
Luchasaurus.
It's going to be one of the 4 unnamed people.
Luchasaurus.
I don't know that it's going to be Moxley. So of the people here, if I have to pick somebody who I think is worthy of getting an AEW Championship match,
None of them?
fuck it, I'm going Hangman Page. Hangman Page.
All right.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, because honestly, everybody else in his match, I was like, they're not going to put
I
any
just-
of these people for the AEW Championship.
The only one I can think of is Sean Spears, just to sort of spite Vince. But I'm going to go with my
see it,
fellow.
man, you
I'm
know?
going to go with my fellow Big Dick Energy representative and
Fair enough.
Hangman.
All right.
This is just giving me flashbacks to World War III. Anybody could win. Yeah, I don't think so.
All right. Well, then our main.
You know what? Sunny Kiss is not winning. Like,
I'm pretty.
by the
sure
way, you got Sunny Kiss and Sunny Days. This is a no-no in wrestling. You're supposed to 2 guys with the same name.
they're spelled differently. It's fine.
They sound the same at the announce table.
I know.
All right.
All right. So our main show proper, we have Aja Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, and Emi Sakura versus Hikaru Shida, Riho, and Ryo Mizunami. Mizami?
Just call him the Mez.
Okay. I think it's a chick.
It's a her, but
It's her, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Shimiz.
I have gone with the team of Kong, Sakazaki, and Sakura. Sal?
Any team that has Aja Kong on it's probably going to win.
All right. Jason?
same as Sal.
Ginger?
Yuka Sakazaki. I just like the name, so I'm going with that team.
All right. Adam?
Is that Kong like Awesome Kong like Karma?
No.
Or is that something else?
Oh,
No.
she's a bigger lady.
Fuck it, I'll go with them anyways. What the hell? Let's clean sweep this motherfucker.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, if you want to fix it up, Jason, that's fine. My thing isn't working very well.
I thought you were frozen. Sorry.
Well, I'm using my phone. Then we have a fatal 3-way match. I thought was going to be for the women's championship, but apparently that doesn't exist here because, fuck women. Dr. Britt Baker, DDS, takes on Smiley Kylie Ray and Nyla Rose. I have chosen Smiley Kylie Ray because I think that she has the most Potential.
Because she's from Wisconsin. She does the Wisconsin Indies. That's why.
That's true. Ginger, who you got?
Nyla Rose.
All right.
I have no idea who any of these people are.
No, that's fine.
Nyla Rose is the first transsexual women's competitor on a pay-per-view.
Funny that you chose the Channy.
Transgender, sorry.
Neither of us.
No, I want people to continue to listen to this podcast. Go ahead, next person.
Adam.
I'll go for the one that I've seen on TV, and that's Britt Baker.
All right. Sal.
Yeah, Britt Baker.
Jason.
She got that Adam Cole D. It's got to be Britt Baker.
You think that talent is sexually transmitted? Nikki Bella would say otherwise. Then we've got a tag match. The best friends Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor take on Angelico and Jack Evans. Ginger.
Best friends. Because I know who Chuck Taylor is.
I want to say your scope of wrestling knowledge is limited to Ginger, but
You should know Trent Beretta. He's one of the Doom Masters.
I sat across from him at the Red Arrow Diner in Manchester once.
Nice. So I assume you're picking him?
Is it my turn? Yeah, best friend.
Jason?
I'll go Angelico and Jack Evans.
Okay. I went with the best friend. Sal, who you got?
Angelico and Jack Evans.
All right. Then we have a 6-man tag match as SoCal Uncensored. Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky take on Strong Hearts, Chima, T-Hawk, and El Lindemann.
I got Sema.
What?
I got Sema.
I don't give a fuck. I went with Strong Hearts because it's AAA and they got to appease their new team.
It's OWE.
Don't care. Jason.
I'm going with Strong Hearts.
All right. I like you give me shit and then you pick the same person I picked.
No, you said it was AAA. That's a completely different. One's the Mexican promotion. One's the Oriental promotion.
Whoa.
Dude, not the proper nomenclature.
Oriental Wrestling.
You cannot say Oriental, dude.
Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. It's the name of the fucking company.
Unless you're talking about rugs. Sal.
It really tied the room together.
I've always been a fan of Daniels and Kazarian and Scorpio Sky as well, so I'm going SoCal Uncensored.
Ginger.
SoCal.
I see you.
I see you in the house.
Oh.
Stone Cold University? What?
Yeah, what the hell? SoCal Uncensored.
I'm gonna drop that Scorpio Sky on that stack of dimes he calls a neck.
Stephen Amell.
Then we have Cody versus Dustin. That's literally how they're going to
Dustin.
be the Ginger.
I guess Dustin Rhodes.
Yep.
He can't use Dustin Rhodes.
He can. Cody bought the trademark back for Rhodes.
Okay. Well, they're listed as Cody versus Dustin on all of their promotional stuff. So.
Yeah. You sure that's not Kane?
Sal.
You gotta admire that Cody and Dustin are so well known they can just go by that and everybody knows what they're talking about. I'm going with Cody.
Alright. Jason.
Cody.
Adam.
I'm gonna go Dustin for the feel goods.
Alright.
It's the one knee surgery versus the double knee surgery.
Stardust.
Four knees enter, one knee leaves.
All right, so then we have our match for number one contender, I guess you could consider that, for the AEW Championship, Kenyo Schmegma versus known jackass Chris Jericho. Adam, who you got?
I'll go Schmegma.
All right.
I've never said that phrase before.
Jason, who you got?
Kenny did the job in Japan, so I think Kenny's going to put Jericho over here.
Fucker.
What? That was weird way of putting that. Ginger,
What?
You said Kenny did the job in Japan, so he's going to do the job here.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Jericho did the job in Japan.
Okay.
Omega went over.
That makes more sense. All right.
Okay.
Jericho's over all day.
All right. Fuck that guy. I chose Schmegma, Sal.
Why do you? What's your deal? What's your gimmick with Jericho, there, buddy?
Every time I listened to his shitty podcast, I hated him more and more.
I did not make it.
That's
through
why
a
I
full
stopped
episode of his
listening to
podcast.
it.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped listening to it too, because
He's a self-serving guy, but a
He's
lot
a-
of guys in the business are. Whatever.
no,
I mean, don't get me wrong, a few of his interviews were pretty good, but then, like, the more, like Troy said, the more you listen to it, the more you're like, yeah.
I love that Ginger's like, "What's your problem with the guy?" and then proceeds to fucking agree with the problem with the guy.
He needs to bury him.
Well, no, I didn't know if it was because of his podcast or it was just a promo he cut
I
or
can't
whatnot. I just didn't know the gimmick.
no.
I
So,
can't wait till
point.
somebody. I can't wait till somebody asks me what my problem with CM Punk is. All right, let's go.
yeah, no, like I said, my issue with Jericho is that he's very self-serving, and the fact that every one of his interviews he had to make it about himself, and it just that to me just screams egomaniac.
Well, yeah.
I know what he's doing right now is definitely working the internet. I know he doesn't believe half the shit that's coming out of his mouth. Doesn't mean I don't respect him for his wrestling. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy his old wrestling stuff. It just really he's shown a light on how much of a prick he actually is. Is all I'm saying. Okay, so
I'm holding my hand up.
okay, go ahead.
I've been holding my hand up forever. I was wondering if you were ever going to call on me.
Yeah, I'm calling you now. Go ahead.
No,
I mean, to your point.
I love that you're looking at the screen as if you're going to see something different than what you've been looking at for the last 45 minutes.
I don't like the fact that you can see me moving and I can't see me moving.
It's as if I had cameras set up in your house that you don't know about.
Adam, you were going to say something?
No, I was making fun of Sal.
Okay.
To that point,
Yeah, I didn't get to pick. Assholes.
Go ahead,
it
Sal.
says
Kenny.
Kenny Omega right on there.
Yeah, but nobody can see that other than us.
It's not frozen for everybody else.
All right.
I meant audio-wise, dickhead.
Sal, you're up.
Kenny.
All right. The AAA World Tag Team Championship on the line as the Young Bucks take on the Lucha Bros, which would be Fenix and... I had that on there before. I think somebody took it off. It's a Penta...
Penta El Cero Medio.
Did you say FedEx?
Penta El Cero M.
Yes. FedEx and his brother DHL are taking on the
FedEx
Young
is what
Bucks.
happens when you go to TNT.com, as we learned last week.
That's true. So currently the Young Bucks are the AAA World Tag Team Champions. I have gone with them losing those belts because they have more important things to do now than work for AAA. Sal, who you got?
Exact same reason. They're losing back to the Lucha Brothers.
Ginger.
Lucha Brothers, because I can't fucking stand those two little fucks.
You talking about the Bucks or the Lucha
Yeah,
Brothers?
the Bucks. I can't fucking stand them. Never could.
Well,
Never
it's
could.
It's okay. They lost and they'll be knocked out of the playoffs next week. So, all right. Jason.
Kenny did the job in Japan, so the Bucks do the job here.
Adam.
Yeah, the Lucha Bros.
All right.
Lucha Bros.
By the way, Jason, totally called it. Bucks are getting eliminated. Anyways,
I guess no Bucks in 6. Okay.
No, they'll Bucks in 6. They'll be out after 6 games.
If you listened last week, I said the NBA Finals will be on between the Raptors and the Warriors. I called this last week.
I called it before this match even started.
I called it before the playoffs started. They weren't going to make the finals.
I called it 3 years ago. All right.
Sal, you're up.
Lucky Pro Wrestling presents Star Clash 6 on Saturday, June 15th at the Elks Hall in Clinton, Mass. Tickets for this event are just $50 or 4-pack is just $50. Already signed for this big event, Lucky Pro Wrestling tag titles will be on the line as the Bitter Club, Bitter Buddy Morabano, and Sensational Scotty, no last name given, defend against Royce Bishop and the Patriot.
There was no
Biddy
last
Butter.
name on Buddy.
That's true, but I just know him because he's got a stupid name. Your main event on okay. You don't have to put the date numerous times throughout. They get it at the top of it. Your main event, champion versus champion, title for title. This long heated rivalry finally comes to a head as LPW Hardcocks champion Randy Sean. First name is not capitalized, last name is capitalized. Takes on LPW heavyweight champion Delicious Vicious Vern Vicalo. Winner take all.
We need to work on cutting this shit down. We don't need the fucking promo video to go along with it. Just who's facing who.
Also
Shit.
scheduled to Appear, Adira, Sweatboy, Kellen Thomas, Shay Cash, LPW Women's Champion Alicia Edwards, Tyler Nitro, Nico Silva, Robbie the Giant, Bullet Joe, and more. For more information, visit luckyperwrestling.com/star/6.html/http:// Don't forget
For
to
one
use...
fucking week we have Adam on, we can't have him do the LPW read.
I was
No,
puzzled.
it's much more fun to do it my way. That
That's
is
not
the-
wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
That's it. No BCW. No nothing.
They just have.
Nope,
they
that's
just,
it.
Nothing
Everybody
else,
had
nothing
their
else on
shows.
there.
they
We
just
have
their
like a
shows.
hood slam for Sal to read or something. Or?
Nope, we're done. We're moving on. Let's go.
All right, I'll just share my screen so that he can read what I found for him. That does it for the rundown for this Thursday, May 23rd, 2019. Please rate 5
The turd.
Third. Read the reviews on air. Follow us on Twitter at Rundown Network. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Rundown Wrestling. Email the show your dick pics via rundownwrestling@gmail.com. Go to instagram.com/Rundown Wrestling. youtube.com/Rundown Wrestling to see us not move. Leave us a voicemail at 617-863-6967. That's 61 Rundown 7. We are on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/Rundown Wrestling to become a patron. Right now you can go over there and listen to Making the Grade before it drops. Right?
Is it up?
Is it up?
Adam, you're up.
I didn't do it this week.
All right, so it's probably not there. But you can go ahead and go over there and
It's
listen to Blue Fist that me and Ginger did.
Hey.
As always, you get early access to all of our shows that Adam does. He seems to be the only person that remembers to put any of the early access stuff on because the rest of us do shows directly the same night that things record. So
To be fair, he doesn't remember to put anything on the website, so it all balances out in the end.
that's fine. I mean,
I make drafts. I just
Yeah.
don't.
Crap.
I don't go and put the embed code in and actually post it.
There's your episode
I'm
title.
working on it. All right.
but the patrons are the paying customers, so
I have ADD. Okay.
it's fine. Check out our website, rundownwrestling.com, for more information. on all of our
Abnormal
great
dick
shows.
disease?
I just wanted to give that enough space to.
Yeah, just leave that to. Yep.
Check out our website, rundownwrestling.com, for information on all of our great shows, such as the Nitromania podcast, Hurry Up and Cruiserweight, Making the Grade, NXT Revisited, Twat Magic, and WrestleMania Salvation. You can also go over there right now and vote on who you think has the biggest dick. Listen to our friends, the Brawler Brian Malonis and Mike Crockett on the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing, with new podcasts every Monday. Go to facebook.com/thewpn or thewpn.com. Check out our friend Justin Michaels on his show Yesterland Waltz. Go to yesterlandwaltz.com or watch it on your Roku through the RNTV app or the 24/7 Retro app. Justin, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on again. Follow our host on Twitter at JStewart0920, at Rockstar Troy, at ComeSalaway, at Realist Tommy. You put it on there, I'm going to read it. At Johnny Analog, at Ginger.
I like that I'm not on there at all anymore.
At Hurry Up and Cruiser,
Right.
at the Salisbury Wrecked, at Ryan Smiles XXXX. That's one too many X's, lady. At I think that's a lady. At Miss Jessa Rhodes. Sure.
Oh,
She got
she's
the
a lady.
copyright from Cody.
I know. At Miss Brandy Rhodes. Got it.
Thanks to everyone for
By the way,
listening.
Adam, I thought you were Johnny Analog. Isn't that your Twitter handle?
Can we just ask him if he can give it to us at this point? By the way, has he actually tweeted anything or no?
Probably not. Let's
looks
find
like,
out.
Looks like Mike Smathers has sent us a last-minute dick pic. It's a pic with the word dick on it. Thank you, Mike. All right. Thanks to Adam.
0 tweets from Johnny Analog.
Perfect.
Oh, and this being the first time that we've actually spoken to each other since it started, Twat Magic is fucking amazing, brother.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You should also thank Jason's wife because she's phenomenal.
Yes. Lisa is great.
Thanks to you, Jason.
Thanks, and I can tell you on good authority there's a nice big bottle of wine waiting for tomorrow's Twat Magic, so
Good. Goody.
it should be good for you.
Thanks to Ginger.
Hey, thank you very much. Sorry I disappeared for a little bit there.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Taco
Taco
Bell, man. We got it.
I wouldn't even know.
AEW fucking sucks anyway.
All right. And sorry to Sal.
Wow.
And thanks. That was a legitimate sorry for for getting upset at you.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to Jason for our theme song. And as always, thanks to Sal for his user service and the rundown and for good luck on Anchor. Next
Oh, you
week.
fucked it up.
And Troy's the only one actually on Anchor. That's the best part of the whole
I
thing.
know, that's
Right.
the joke at this point. Next week, we continue to pleasure ourselves to pictures of beautiful men.
No, we don't.
Nope. Nope.
I might.
All right.
That's not a thing that Adam, yeah. But he won't be here to tell us about it, probably.
True.
He'll be pleasuring himself to beautiful men.
That's right.
It's true.
Probably Finn Balor.
Is there anybody but Finn Balor you can see winning that tournament, Adam?
I hope not.
Like, if you had to pick a number 2, say Finn Balor's not in it, who's number 2?
You can say Roman. It's okay.
Yeah. Yep.
He does have that Roman helmet.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, the big dog energy.
And with that,
I guess that means we will see you next Thursday.
Right.
See you ass next time.
Blurch.
bye-bye. See? Cody versus Dustin.
Oh, that's just what they fit on the marquee, though.
That's bullshit. They have everyone else's last name on it.
He fucking filed for the copyright. By the way, this has been a production of the Rundown Wrestling Network. If you're interested in having your podcast join the Rundown Wrestling Network, please email us at rundownwrestling@gmail.com for more information. And thank you for listening.
Oh, and Dolph Ziggler came back this week.
Oh yeah.
Nobody cares. Alright, I'm going to restart my computer. Everything should close down. I'm going to need somebody to send me the recording.
Adam's probably got the full one because I don't have the beginning.
Probably.
Okay. Alright, please send that over to me. I will get this edited. And I'm going to go hang myself. So, have
There you
a
go.
No,
Look
don't do
at it this way. It's an hour earlier than it is for us. So you got
Right.
that.
Well, my computer still says it's 9:46, so.
Plenty
Have
of
a
time
good
over
night.
there.
Alright, gentlemen.
Take
Bye.
it easy.